What up, bitches? Convela Wolfspirits here, and today is the very first Convela Concast episode of whatever. Fuck me, I don't know what I was gonna say.
Is it this like a Halloween sort of special where we get to share spooky stories from the
Sure, let's go with that shit. Why don't we?
Let's go.
So,
Awesome.
first off, what's everyone's opinion on the paranormal?
They're scary.
Well, no shit. Do you believe in it? do you believe in it? Are you skeptic? Bibba-dibba-dibba-doo?
I am a believer.
I believe that there are things that cannot be explained, but there are many other things that people will say scary that can. And I will elaborate in future.
I know. Me and Val do. By the way, Miss Meow is a guest. Tricky,
Hi.
guest. My co-host
Hello.
and sister, VEV.
Guest.
Yes.
And then
Yes.
my dumb fucking ass. You can check them all out on in the description with their channels and shit. Yeah. whatever.
Yes.
All right. Especially with you? What?
Especially my channel. I have, because I have a channel, right?
Yeah, you don't have a channel yet. We're gonna work on that, Val. We're gonna fucking work on that.
Okay, noob alert. How the hell do I host again?
Fuck if I know. I haven't figured that shit out yet. I don't use it enough.
As in host on Twitch.
Yeah, host on Twitch, yeah.
So you go to your channel and you do /host and whosever name it is.
I went to the wrong place. Channel. And what, you mean like in messages?
No, not in messages. Well, I mean, you go to your channel as if you were going to type in your own chat.
What up, Gabbo?
Oh, okay. So, into my own channel. Mm-hmm.
And then you type in /host Convela Wolfspirits.
Woo.
All one word?
If it is all in one word, yes.
Do I have to spell Convela Wolfspirit's name properly?
Yes.
No shit. Convela dick bite spirits.
No, I
don't know.
mean like capital C, capital W. You know what I mean. Leave me alone.
No.
Stop yelling at me!
I will yell at you if I want to. This is my goddamn podcast fucking thing. Happy
Alright, let's see if
Halloween,
it
Audio Geek.
Yes.
It said unrecognized command. /
Fuck it. I don't need
Is that the
anyone
one
to
next
host
to the
my
shift?
ass.
Or is that front /
It's... Oh, come on.
/.
Gabba said you can go onto the dashboard, go to the live tab, and do it through that. It's easier.
Whose
Yas.
dashboard? My dashboard or...
I'm assuming your dashboard. I'm not sure. I'm not good at the Twitch. I can Twitch, but I don't know how to Twitch.
I'm just gonna eat fire now.
You do that. Hi, Val.
How did I not scare you? Was Mom not talking?
No.
Okay, I just saw her on your channel what she tried to do. Oh, that's hilarious.
Fucking shithead.
Didn't work.
Should have dressed up as a zombie. That would have worked.
Yeah, it would've.
First time I saw something creepier than Tricky.
Oh. Oh.
That's me.
I mean, I wasn't even trying to be creepy. If I want to be creepy, I'll be like... Giggity.
Beautiful. Anyway,
I do not know how to host. I
just
suck
fucking
at
fuck
this.
it, dude. Fuck it. We don't need this shit.
Fuck it. Fuck it.
We don't.
Alright,
we don't
fine.
need this fucking shit. Fuck it.
Fuck it.
You think it?
All right, fine.
All right.
Yeah, okay, fine. Fuck it. I'm out. Let's get this party started with. And
Oh.
oh shit! I didn't mean to do that. I meant to do this.
Do that.
I'll do it.
Do it better. Do it harder.
His request, touch me. His reprimands, touch me harder.
All right, so how has everyone's Halloween been so far?
Well, my Halloween was yesterday, and I got a funny story because there's a pizza shop just around the corner from where I live, and I go there all the time. They make tasty pizzas. And they said they were going to be doing something different, but just to drop in anyway. So I dropped in, ready to get myself some pasta. There's this one girl working there. Her name's Ali. And she was dressed up like a witch and everything, like, you know, with the full witch's hat. She had the makeup with the everything, you know, with the black, purple lipstick and all that sort of jazz, everything else. And it was just like, oh, okay. There was another person working out the back, and she was making my pasta. Anyway, so we're talking and all that sort of jazz, and then my pasta's ready. Then she comes out, the girl that was making it comes out. She's got blood coming out of her mouth. And I'm like, whoa! And this is what she wrote on the top of my pasta lid.
What does that say?
Can you read that?
Pasta
Made
made.
Made by Dracula.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, pasta made by Dracula. I mean, yeah, it was a bit glary there. I'm sorry about that, but yeah.
Delicious.
That is funny.
Yeah, but the pasta was tasty, and yeah, that was just a funny thing. But that's pretty much the extent of my Halloween. No parties, no trick or treating, nothing like that.
I was
Dope.
about to say mine was pretty nonchalant as well. Got to play some video games, and that was basically it. Guild Wars 2.
Me and 𝐕 got fucking snow. 4 inches of snow.
It's 80 degrees here.
Fuck you.
Yeah.
It's okay. I'm going to have to type this up into the thing about, you know, Celsius and because yeah, I don't know what you mean by
fudge.
80 degrees.
Celsius. What would it be? I don't remember. I
I
can't think of it on the top of
told
my
me
head.
once, but it was just too much mathematics for me to deal with. So yeah.
Oh,
So
sorry.
that's all right. So 80. That's 26 degrees. Damn, that's summer weather. That's pretty much what it is almost here now.
Jesus. Gabba doesn't celebrate Halloween there. Well, God damn it, Gabba, get on that shit.
They do something different. It's kind of similar, but not exactly. They're not going around other people's houses demanding food or begging for food or chocolate.
Yeah, I can kind of do without that.
Hmm.
Just do satanic rituals.
Yeah, exactly.
Cthulhu.
Yeah. That's why Gabba doesn't go out and do anything because, yeah, satanic rituals only works on virgins, and Gabba, hang in there, mate. You'll find the right one one day.
Oh, God.
I take that back, Gabbo. I take that back.
Well, I think 𝐕 wanted to talk about some Halloween costumes and shit that we saw. Because our Halloween was technically on Sunday?
Well, I mean, that wasn't our Halloween. That was our trick-or-treating.
Well, yeah, that was our trick-or-treating. That was basically Halloween, though. Trick-or-treating here is Halloween.
Well,
You get
okay.
candy. It's Halloween.
That's true. Well, I only saw one cute little boy in a Superman costume, so that's all I got. That's nothing special.
You got a little boy.
I was just about to say something.
I got a little boy at Halloween. I knocked on this lady's door. I was like, trick or treat. She handed me a baby.
I think the correct definition is cougar.
I didn't really notice any of the Halloween costumes, but there was this one. We have a little female chihuahua named Layla. She loves fucking trick-or-treaters. She fucking loves it. That was her fucking time of year. She loves interacting with the kids. There was this one little girl that came up that was like, oh, she's so cute, and trying to pick her up and bring her out the window where I was handing out candy.
Yep.
And her, I don't know, mom or aunt or something dragged her away once. She kept coming back 3 more times just to fucking interact with Layla, and she was fucking loving it.
Oh, okay. I'm surprised Layla wasn't just like, yeah, come over, come closer, come closer.
She loves kids.
Oh, cool.
It's weird. A fucking chihuahua that loves fucking people. It's weird.
It's not normal.
It's not.
Not a chihuahua, no. Yeah, usually, yeah. My experience with a chihuahua. Have you seen that video where this guy is explaining about the benefits of having a pet? And he's got this chihuahua in his hand, and he's just like,
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Then he starts patting the chihuahua, and the chihuahua is not having any of it. He's like, but this guy is still continuing to talk nonchalantly about releases endorphins and lowers your blood pressure, this and that, and the dog like, yeah, the epitome of bliss.
This is why cats are better.
Oh, I don't know, man. I had a cat. Well, actually, it wasn't my cat. It was my ex-girlfriend's cat. Go figure. But yeah, this bloody thing, yeah, it'd just be like, pat me, pat me, pat me. Stop fucking patting me. And sinking its teeth in and drawing blood. Oh, mother of that little shit.
Accurate.
Hated that cat. But, I mean, you know, I'm looking after my landlord's cat. Well, I was. They're back home from Greece now. But while they were there, I was looking after the cat. That cat loves me. Yeah. It's loved me from the day it met me. I mean, I saw the cat and he goes, meow, and I go, meow, and then it comes up, and then, yeah, we've been best friends ever since.
Aww. All right.
So, yeah, cats are good for pets, provided they don't belong to your ex-girlfriend.
Oh, jeez. All right. And
but in terms of Halloween costumes, this is what I saw, because we were out in town. We went on to the other side of Sydney, into a residential area, and yeah, it was wall-to-wall kids all dressed up. Well, a lot of them were dressed up as Marvel comic characters, DC comic characters, but yeah, but just little kids. There was a kid dressed as Spider-Man, but the eyes were open, and so was the mouth. So it wasn't the full mask. It kind of defeated
terrifying.
the purpose. But like the costume it was wearing, though, it looked like it had muscles and stuff like that. Kid couldn't have been any older than 8 years old, if that. But yeah, it was just funny that the eyes, weren't covered, like shades, and it wasn't a full mask. It had probably just so like when you got the chocolates or candy, as you call them, you could just go straight in the mouth like that. Wouldn't have to,
Gabba said he's had a cat and a dog at the same time, and they were best friends. That's amazing.
Aww.
That's awesome.
Oh, and also saw another a Halloween costume that kind of gave me a flashback. It was a little girl dressed up as Spider-Man, and
Spider-Man.
You mean Superman?
Oh my
no,
gosh.
that's me. That's me. Kind of gave me a nice little flashback.
Oh, fair. Awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, because was there a Spider-Girl in the Marvelverse thing, or has it only ever just been Spider-Man?
There's a Spider-Girl in Marvelverse. There's several of them, I do believe.
Okay. I don't know much about Marvel.
I don't know either.
Then again, I don't really know much about comics either, like DC or Marvel. I mean, they still keep coming out with superhero movies that it's just like, oh yeah, this is Marvel, this is DC. I'm like, really?
So it was a Spider-Man version of Ray Maestro? Maybe. I don't know.
You have to forgive Convela. She may be American, but English is not her mother tongue.
No. My mother
No, it sounds like she's having a stroke.
Bullshit.
Either that. Let's not talk about her mother's tongue.
No, because she'll beat the fuck out of you.
Oh, jeez. You have to start a GoFundMe page just so that your mother can come to Australia and beat the shit out of you.
Ah, shit.
Hey, Mom,
What?
we're starting a GoFundMe page for you so you can go beat up Tricky.
Go beat up who?
Tricky in Australia.
Typical younger sister, can't keep a secret, always ready to dob someone in. Jesus, wept.
Oh, shit.
Oh boy.
Are they arguing?
I have
She's
no
telling
idea.
me she's not going anywhere near them because they have bad snakes there.
Don't blame her.
Saved again by the fauna of Australia. Yeah, no, there's a lot of people like. Okay, yesterday I was reading this guy who was surfing up in Queensland, which is up the east coast north of New South Wales, or at least north of Sydney. Way north of Sydney. I mean, it's a good 24-hour drive, well, 18 to 24-hour drive. So he's surfing. He gets attacked by a shark. Shark takes his foot. These people get him into the beach. They call an ambulance and all that sort of jazz. He's, they've wrapped up the area that got bitten and everything. And there's this guy in the back of the ambulance cracking jokes going, "Oh, mate, I've just shitty that I've lost my foot." Yeah, so yeah, but I mean, it's just amazing. Like what your mother just said. Nah, not going to Australia. They got all these snakes. Other people are, nah, not going to Australia. They got all these spiders. Nah, not going to Australia. They got all these sharks.
Yeah.
Even the comedian Billy Connolly said in one of his stand-up routines, he said, "It's fucking amazing any of these guys live past their 30s." Oh. But in terms of the paranormal, we were talking earlier about, like, whether or not we believe and stuff like that. To an extent, I do believe there are things that just cannot be explained as simple as that. And 2 examples I can give you with this, because the other day I was thinking about it, and it hit me. This guy that I was working with, he has an affiliation with animals, any kind of animals, mainly like dogs, cats, birds, not so much reptiles or anything like that. But I mean, he can just approach any of them, no matter how dangerous they're usually supposed to be. For example, he owned a German Shepherd as a pet, but he had to put the dog down, mainly because the dog just wanted to rip the heads off everybody else that was in his family, his wife, his kids. But whenever he'd go near the German Shepherd was as placid as could be. So, unfortunately, he had to get rid of the dog. He got another little puppy. It was a Staffy, and he showed me some pictures. Oh, it's a little Staffy with the biggest, bluest eyes. It was gorgeous. But he also was telling me how he picked up an abandoned magpie. And I tell you, if there's one thing that scares Australians, it's bloody magpies. Okay, don't get me started on those bastards, mate. But he picked this one up. It was a young bird. It still had some down on it. It was a reject. I told him maybe take the bird to a vet because from what I know of birds, they don't let their young out of the thing, and nor do their young allow anybody to come and pick them up. There's probably some kind of a health problem with it, and which eventually it turned out it was. But the thing is, he picked up the bird. The bird was just like, yeah, g'day. And, just his best friend. He would fly in the around in the backyard for a bit, wouldn't go beyond the backyard, but then again, it couldn't fly very far either before it went down. And he was telling me these stories. And, we had this conversation about whether or not we believe in the supernatural. And he says, well, I don't believe in it. I said, you know what? I'm not sure I completely believe it either, but there are things that you just cannot explain. Take your affiliation with animals for a bit. And he was all ears for that. And I told him a story. Have you guys heard of Steve Irwin?
Yeah.
Yes.
The crocodile hunter. Yeah.
Yes.
This was some years after his death, and there was an Australian show host who interviewed his father, talking about the upbringing of Steve, his son, and whatnot. And his father told this story about how they were walking around their property, which is now known as Australia Zoo. But this was before it was a great big reptile zoo as we know it today. They're walking around the property. His son was like 8 or 9 years old, if I remember correctly. And his father's walking ahead. And then his son calls out and says, hey, Dad, have a look at this. He turns around. There's his son with his foot halfway down the back of a brown snake. Now, here's the thing about a brown snake, a king brown snake. They bite you, okay, and will inject you with venom, and they will not let go until you stop kicking or until they stop feeling a pulse, okay? So he saw his son stepping on halfway down the back of a king brown, which meant that, yeah, if it wanted to, that snake could have just gone around and gone, and that'd be it. No more Steve Irwin. He ran over to his son, smacked him hard, like knocked him about maybe 5 or 6 feet, grabbed the back of the tail of the king brown and flung it. Then spent the rest of the, hour walk home scratching his head going, why the fuck did that snake not bite him? And you've seen, Steve Irwin in action. You've seen him with crocodiles. You've seen him with snakes. You've seen him with spiders. You've seen him with reptiles. And, he always seemed to have this thing about where he could predict exactly what they were going to do, when they were going to do it, how they were going to do it. And, yeah, so, I mean, in that way, yeah, I do think people can, at least with animals, they can communicate somehow, or maybe there's something in their pheromones, or, they get close to them. I'm sure you've probably seen it too. Vicious dogs, and then they get approached by someone, and it's just like, dogs are just like, yeah, I'm cool. But if anybody else goes near them, oh, dude, I hope you signed your life insurance policy or got it up to date. But that was just one thing at least of how far I go with my supernatural. Second one is, and this is what I looked up before because I remember my grandmother telling me the story. I had a great-grandfather. My grandmother's brother, is he a great-uncle, great-grandfather? Your nana's uncle. What are they?
I think that would be considered a great uncle then.
Okay. So my great-uncle was killed in the Second World War. He was captured in Singapore because he was part of the Australian forces serving alongside the British and India, or Indian colonial forces. And Singapore was invaded by Japan. And they surrendered the position, and he was captured there. And he was kept there for the longest time in a prisoner of war camp. But then when the war started turning out badly for Japan, they started loading up their prisoners in the outlying areas, whether it was in Southeast Asia or other places that they had conquered, islands they had conquered, British, Australian, American, anything. And they were starting to ship them back to Japan. On this particular ship my great uncle was on, they were intercepted by an American submarine. Now, the thing about the Imperial Japanese Navy, indeed all the Imperial Japanese forces, is that they never really followed the rules of the Geneva Code or the Geneva Convention. They never flew Red Cross flags, or they never flew flags indicating civilian, POW, a hospital or anything like that. To them, everything was fair game. They never followed the rules. And so, yeah, they came across this American submarine, saw a transport ship, thought it could have been a whole bunch of troops, could have been anything. So, they made the harsh decision to sink it anyway. My great-grandfather was a prisoner of war on that boat. It sank. My nana told me that the day that happened, she honestly thought she saw her brother and the corner of her eye down the hall in her home in Sydney. And out of the corner of her eye, he was smiling. But then when she went to go look, gone. But she felt it. She saw it. She felt it. She was so adamant of that. Years later, I heard another similar story about someone experiencing the exact same thing in England. And when I looked it up, I started looking it up, everywhere around the world, England, America, Russia, China, Germany, Japan, Australia, you name it. Everyone is always seen that, and it's always usually happened around wartime, not just the First World War or the Second World War, but, wars that have been fought in, China and other things like that. It was just, and now, that's what I'm saying. This is probably one of those phenomenons. If you can explain it, great. I'd love to see how. But I mean, how can you possibly describe that any other than paranormal?
Me, V-Easy, and my mom have all experienced the same thing. Usually when someone in the family passes, it usually goes to V-Easy. Mm-hmm. I don't know why. Maybe she's more sensitive to the shit, but I don't know.
It's a good possibility.
Yeah.
I've never experienced it myself, but I mean, then again, I haven't lost anyone in that, but I mean, yeah, sure. I've lost my father, I've lost my brother, I've lost my mother, I've lost my grandmother, and in none of those times did I ever, get that,
It varies on the spiritual level, if you ask me.
Yeah. I agree.
Because it also really depends on how in tuned you are to the spirits and if they want to make themselves known.
Yeah.
True. Yeah, I've seen people debunking so-called mediums. I've forgotten what his name was, but there was a guy who had a TV show, a very top-rated TV show, where he would talk to people saying things like, okay, I'm seeing someone that is kind of next to your mother, probably your aunt or your uncle. I've forgotten what his name, John Edwards, I think, maybe, or John something. I know his first name started with John. And I've seen his stuff debunked, because, I found out that, before he does these shows and everything, everybody that goes into the audience writes out a questionnaire, and it's just like, okay, well, there you go. But then I started watching a TV show called Medium about a woman named Alison Dubois, and she's an actual woman who actually worked for a local California police department solving murders that, nobody had any clue about. And I looked it up, and everything on there, it seemed pretty legit, like of the real Alison Dubois, as opposed to what you see in the TV series. Yeah. And so, I would agree that there are probably some people that are a hell of a lot more in tune on the spiritual side, than anybody else.
Gabba said if I ever had to go to Australia, I'd bring my legless lizard with me. It eats snakes. And then he said, I got a thing with animals as well.
I would dare say that your legless, because Australia has legless lizards as well, mate. And I'll tell you, we've still got a fucked up snake population. So I mean,
isn't a legless lizard technically a snake then?
Well, no, because the only dangerous reptile lizard would be one of those big, huge, bloody Komodo.
Yeah.
Dragon things, those things bite you, they don't let go. Apparently there's something in their secretions that is poisonous to you, but it's not instant, or it's not quick thing, hence why they just do not let go until whatever. But they can definitely cause some serious damage. They've got a very strong jaw. Legless lizards, though, are only probably about this big, and they're certainly not aggressive. So if you got a favorite pet legless lizard, Gabba, probably best to keep it home, because I think the other night or last week you were talking about, I don't know, whether I was freaked out about some 4-foot snake in someone's backyard on the other side of the city. Like, no, of course I wasn't.
Can't Komodo dragons also, like, if they hit you with their tail, it could, like, snap your fucking leg or some shit?
Are you sure that's a Komodo dragon and not like a crocodile or an alligator?
No. I vaguely remember something that I can do serious damage with just snapping you with its tail.
I don't know.
I haven't heard anything on that, but from what I know of the strength of Komodo dragons, I wouldn't be Komodo dragons. I wouldn't be surprised if that is a possibility.
Don't mind the the noise. That's just the spoops.
No fingers?
No fingers? What?
No fingers.
No fingers. You alright?
Okay, is somebody look, Mercy's just cut her feed, and Vay's never had a feed, but is either one of you two looking up Pornhub right now? What's going on here? Talking about no fingers, like, okay.
My mom's over here with some rings talking about my fingers.
Okay.
And that's where she left it.
What's so funny?
There was a conversation, saying we've heard something, and then somebody said something about fingers, and I don't know. I naturally, my mind went to something completely clean and wholesome, like porn. And he's clarified, no, my mum's just talking about my fingers, and then said nothing else after that. And that's when I'm just, that's where she left it.
I'm sorry, she's distracting me.
All right. If you're so distracted, let's talk about when you were possessed, Val. or V-Easy.
No, it's not.
That's not, but it's the Halloweens. We need the spoops.
Well, you could talk about it. I'm gonna go home and go to bed, I think. I'm falling asleep.
Oh, okay.
Oh, we just got here. And it's not
I've
even
been
bedtime.
here
It's only
waiting.
2 p.m.
She's been here since fucking 8. No,
Oh.
before 8.
Before
Yeah,
8.
go to bed.
She's gotta go to
Okay.
work tomorrow.
I'll be back one other night. Bye,
Yeah, we'll
guys.
do this again
Tune in
sometime.
around about this time tomorrow, and then you can watch me shit myself playing Alien Isolation. So, yeah.
Okay. All right.
It was a pleasure meeting you, V.
Bye.
You guys
Bye.
too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
My mom yelling in the background.
Yeah. Mom, you gotta help me figure this out now.
Oh, Lord.
Ma, how do I hang up?
I know. That's what I'm feeling right now. I don't get it.
There's
Mom, how do I
Okay.
do
you
this?
hit leave call.
Well, I don't think that's gonna work because I just exited out and it's gone.
Oh my
and
god.
I'm talking.
Oh, Lord.
Bring Discord
Okay.
back up again.
Or the easiest way is on the taskbar, you see an arrow that points up on the right
yeah.
right-hand side of the screen.
Yeah.
Okay. Click on that and then highlight the Discord thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, right click on it.
Okay. Right-click on that, go exit, and Bob's your mother's brother.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. And there we go.
All right. There we go. Jesus Christ.
That was Twitch gold right there. Ma, how do I do this?
Gabby could talk about ghost shit, but in live chat. I highly suggest it, please, and I will read it whenever I can.
Then we got to put the lights on. Maybe I can't really make my place darker.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean, yeah,
whatever.
sure, there's a bit of light coming under my whatever, but it's the middle. It's literally the middle of the day.
It's fine. You can be the light in our darkness. There you go.
Oh, okay. Well, just give me a second. I'll flood the screen. What the hell is Convela showing? Sorry, what is? Oh, there you are, Mercy. Oh, okay. She's playing peekaboo.
Peekaboo.
All right.
Like that
Oh,
fucking
you were
parrot.
saying that you were going to adjust with the lights. So I said, oh, well, if he's going to be the light, I'll turn off mine. There. It's off.
There we go. The Lord said, "Let there be light," and there was light. But then the Lord saw the electricity bill, and he thought, "This is not good."
All right.
That was a Spike Milligan book. Spike Milligan was a comedian, and he wrote a book, his version of the Bible, and that's how it started off.
That's awesome.
That's funny.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So, and the Lord said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God thought that this was good. But then he saw the electricity bill, and he said, "This is not good." And then it just spirals out of control from there.
Out of control. Anyway. Yeah, before I go on to my bullshit, you got any bullshit to share?
You mean spooky stories?
Any spoopiness? Any
Let's get
spoopiness
careful.
to make me spoop?
Where to begin?
To begin, you're gonna write us a novel.
Is it
Dark and stormy night. Ah.
I was gonna have sound effects, but my fucking voice mod thing shit on me, so it's like, fuck me.
That's okay. Looking at doll, that is scary ass shit in itself, man. I mean, yeah, it's waving at me now. Get back!
Just all
Yeah,
start
in a couple of
hissing.
hours, something's gonna be popping out of my chest.
I mean, is this any better? Hold on.
The anticipation's killing me.
Oh, I think it's broken. Shit.
What?
It looks
Is that
like-
a fox or a raccoon in its mouth?
Broken. Fuck me. Oh well.
it looks like Donnie Darko fucked a
Right.
werewolf and got hungry
Right.
for beaver.
Not sure.
Yeah. Hang on, I'll wait for her to put the headphones on.
I should have.
Okay, so
fucking,
Convela,
I should have fucking checked
What
if
that-
this worked.
well, what that looked like was, what that mask looked like, it looked like Donnie Darko fucked a wolf and then started eating beaver. I mean, what was that hanging out of its mouth?
It's a dog toy.
Oh,
Ah,
It's supposed
Okay.
to be like roadkill or something, but it's just a
yeah,
dog toy.
okay.
It's a raccoon.
Okay. Oh, it's a raccoon. Okay. Okay, well, thanks for the
anyways,
clarification. But that would have been cool if you could get that to work.
I think I know where to start.
Okay, start.
So, at our very first house that we stayed at, it used to be a nursing home, actually.
Mhm.
So, like, it still had like the fire escape and everything still attached to it and all that fun jazz, which was pretty unique. But like, one of the very first experiences I ever remember is I was sitting in my sister's room, and we were both talking, and then there was a moment of silence.
Yeah.
And then down the hallway, we just heard really heavy footsteps. Very slow and heavy footsteps.
Oh.
So I look at her, and she looks back at me, and I'm like, you heard that, right? She's like, yeah. So we gave it a moment. I got up and went to go check. Because I was like, maybe that was Dad. Maybe he had to go to the bathroom or something. Because there's a bathroom all the way at the end of the hall.
Yeah,
I
but
went.
would he be slow walking if he had to go to the bathroom? Because if
No.
I have to go to the bathroom, I'm not slow walking. I'm like, bum, bum,
We
bum,
were
bum,
trying to find some kind of logic, reason, or explanation for the footsteps, okay?
Mm.
And I went and checked. I looked in through all the rooms in the hall, and no one was there. We didn't hear footsteps walking back either.
Hmm. Lovely.
That would scare. How old were you when this happened?
I was like a teenager when this happened.
Yeah, well, that would freak me out. Yeah.
I remember another time in that same house, we heard something in the attic. And so I opened up the door to the attic, and you could see a shadow just standing up there at the very top of the stairs. And nobody turned on the light or nothing. It was that dark.
Huh.
But it sounded like somebody was playing with a ball up there.
Hmm. Nice. Shit.
I mean, that's seeing the shadow thing. Like, yeah,
I've
That
seen
would
many
freak me.
shadows.
that would freak me the F out. Like, somebody showed me an old YouTube clip from years ago about these two brothers were going to play a prank on their sister.
Mm-hmm.
What they had gotten was one of those little child mannequins or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
and put it in her room in front of her window and whatnot. And then, she came home, asked where her brothers were. Her parents said, oh, yeah, they're out looking for UFOs. She's like, yeah, okay, whatever. Goes into her room, and right when she opens up her room, she starts screaming her head off. Now, my mate showed me, my mate was with me when he was watching this, and he's like, starts laughing his head off. And I'm like, what? Because, I mean, the way this girl was screaming, man, there was nothing funny about it. She legit was having a heart attack. And, the camera was all there, and they're like, oh, geez, we're going to hell, because she's kicking and screaming and crying and all that. And then later on, when they calmed her down and stuff like that, they gave they put the camera in the room to see what it looked like. And, it looked like there was something other than a human being in there. And then they switched on the light, and then that's when it looked like a child mannequin. But I mean, like, without the light and everything, and it's just like, geez, I would have flipped out like that too. And I would have disowned my brothers or sisters if they'd put that on the internet.
Oh, my hand's hurting.
Oh, jeez.
I'll take a break for a bit. Better leave the little candle up.
Yeah.
Oh,
More
If you've got
ambience.
something else, you can just put it like in front of the thing, just for ambience. Ah, there's a hand coming at me. Ah!
oh shit!
You saw that, right? His hand was just going.
Yeah.
Ah!
It's the thing. Oh shit!
Ah! Now the light's on. Ah, I can't see. Where's the light? Oh, thank you. Stay away from the light.
All right. So
That's okay. I've got my homegirl Amanda Ripley there, man. Yep. She'll protect me. Come close, man. There's a flamethrower for you.
all right.
I got that in the post. When I got the game, I accidentally pressed the digital upgrade thing, everything. Like I was just going to get the base game, which was going for like about $50 or $60 Australian. But I pressed the wrong button and got the thing for like about $160 Australian.
Oh,
With
no.
that, it gave me the base game. It gave me the DLC, the Nostromo DLCs, and it gave me the survival mode thing. And then, about 2 or 3 weeks later, I had a postman banging on my door with a parcel, and this is what came in there: the action figurine. I took it out of the box, so I know I shouldn't do it, but mate, yeah. It reminded me back of my Star Wars days. I got the action figurines, man. I was like, yeah, rip it open, man. And then they're going to play with each other. You know? So, yeah, I got Amanda Ripley. Apparently there were some other ones to choose from. But, I mean, I didn't check which one. So, yeah, that was, I guess, the base one. But apparently there are other figurines from that game to get, including the Xenomorph. But, yeah, that's what I got. So, yeah, but yeah, $160. But I mean, yeah, I'm glad I got the game, even though I've only ever played it all the way through once. I have tried multiple times to play it. I keep freaking out. So I can't do this.
So
Did you want to go on your story then? I guess we could all rotate with stories if need be.
all right. Let's see. So, growing up, I had some experiences when I was just a wee tot, but they were never really negative until I got a bit older. Now, in my household, the energy in the house was just all negative due to reasons. So, let's see. My mom saw a shadow of someone walking up the stairs with a knife in the hand.
That sounds like fun.
Just minor fucking things. Meow, you just muted yourself.
I know. I can hear my grandfather out there, that's why.
Ah, okay. Just those minor little things, but they're still pretty creepy. Until we went to put in a pool when I was about 10, 11-ish, and found out that the house was like on top of a Indian burial ground. We found bones, teeth, arrowheads, and all that fucking shit. So,
no wonder you wanted me to do Wendigo. Good God.
Instead of reporting it, because there's a little cul-de-sac that was being built when I was younger, and it took them years because they found all that shit, and they had to excavate it.
Excavate, yeah.
So I was even like, shouldn't we report this? And they're like, no. It's like, okay! Then shit really started getting fucked up. Like, in my room, there was like a window, and you could see the roof if you looked a certain direction. At night, I would see like red glowing eyes looking at me.
Oh, shit.
And like feeling people touch me at night. But it wasn't cold. It was like cold and then burning hot. So it wasn't like, what you normally hear. It was like, okay. Then one night, my mom, me, and my sister were sleeping downstairs. And my sister woke my mom up. And she was choking herself, like death grip on her own throat. And crying. And my mom tried to get her to let go, but she wouldn't. And it wasn't even like she was there. Until finally, something happened, and she just kind of woke up. And it was like, what the fuck? After that, you know, we kind of chalked it up to, oh, she must just be sleepwalking or something. So my mom would hide the knives. We installed like a latch on the door so she couldn't get out and stuff, but nothing happened after that. Nothing.
That is very spoopy.
I mean, yeah, I haven't got a story that even remotely gets close to that. Like, I've never experienced anything on that level, but I mean,
I was about to say, I've never seen or heard of anybody being possessed over here either. Sorry.
Spookiest thing to ever happen to me. Okay. I was so excited for the new Batman movie to come out. This was The Dark Knight. And couldn't wait. Well, I could wait. I had to wait. I mean, it hadn't come out at the theaters yet. And, but yeah, I was just like, oh man, this is going to be great. And then I got it in my head, like, because I got a huge DVD collection. And I had movies like an Australian movie called Two Hands. And then I had another movie called The Patriot. Another movie I had... Oh, Christ. Forgotten that one. But then I also had the movie Brokeback Mountain. And so, yeah. And this one night, I put them all on. I watched all of them. Yeah. Then I went to bed, woke up the next morning. Heath Ledger was dead. And it was just like, shit. You know, what a coincidence. You know, I was just watching all these movies that Heath Ledger was in. You know, I wake up the next morning. Yeah, dead. Here's where I really started asking questions about myself. Was one night, a bunch of friends came over, we were hitting the sauce and all that sort of jazz, and then somebody went on my computer, opened up YouTube, started putting on a whole lot of Michael Jackson songs on. Everyone else left. I was still around. There was no way I was drunk. I was sleeping. I was way too drunk for that. So I started watching a whole bunch of Michael Jackson film clips. Okay, one after the other, and then finally I passed out because I was still drinking. There was still like a case and a half left in my fridge. Went to sleep, woke up the next morning, Michael Jackson's dead, and that's when I was just like, what the fuck? You know?
Okay, never watch any of my YouTube content then.
Well, no, but I mean, like, the thing is, I've done things like that before where I've watched, you know, this, that, and everything else. But I mean, you know, I never got that when Carrie Fisher died. I never got that when any other actor has died. You know, Robin Williams, I never got that. All these other great actors and actresses in the past that have gone, never got that. Or any of these other musicians in the past or whatever, never got that. I mean, I felt nothing when Ziggy Stardust, David Bowie died. I mean, even though I was exposed to a lot of David Bowie songs, my dad was a fan. You know what I mean? Never, yeah. But just on those two occasions, could not tell you why. I mean, yeah, sure, I was a fan of Heath Ledger. I mean, if you'd seen Two Hands, I mean, for as bad as some of the dialogue was, fuck, it was a great movie. And then after that, you know, Heath Ledger went on to do a whole lot of Hollywood films. There's a one-eyed side cat sort of looking at me all menacingly now. But yeah,
more props, if anything.
Props, yeah. And that's about as spooky as I ever got, except for this one time when I think I told you the story. I was 15, 16. I was out late, and I was out late with my girlfriend at the time, and she lived on one part of the town. I lived on the other part of the town, and there was a certain time when the buses were going to stop running. You know, if you couldn't get a bus home, you either had to walk home, which would have been about maybe 2 hours walk from the city to where I lived. And yeah, because I didn't have money for a taxi. So I waited with her to get her last bus, knowing that there should have been like about 5 minutes before I can get my bus. And where I get my bus was literally just down the road to where she got her last bus. Pretty much the city was the central location of where these buses were going to go out. Thing is, I ran down, I went to go down to my bus stop, and my bus was already there. Bus was literally like 3 feet away from the lights. I ran, okay, but the bus had closed its doors, but only went about 3 feet because the lights were red. So I knocked on the door, got to get on the bus. But there's this, silly, insane, stupid rule that says, a bus cannot open up the door, to let passengers in at the traffic lights. Now, I get that if the bus stop is like 20, 50, 100 meters away from the lights, okay? What I couldn't get was that this was just like 3 feet away from the stop. So, and I'm saying, come on, man, this is the last bus. He didn't say anything to me. He just pointed up the road to another bus stop. And I thought, oh, okay, he's going to circle around. He's going to come this way. Sweet. I went to go running full pelt in front of the bus. And right before I got to my third step, something inside my head, I literally heard a voice say, "Stop, Rich." And I stopped. And I sort of peeked around the bus and whoa, like right by my nose. If my nose had been out any further, it would have broken it. Okay?
Jesus.
Car speeding right down, because in that time that it took me to try and say to this guy, "Come on, let me on," to the time he pointed, and then me running, the light had turned green, and there was a taxi coming in behind it. He'd seen the green light, wasn't slowing down. Yeah. Looked at the look on the bus driver's face said it all. It was just like, if I'd taken one extra step or ignored that voice, I would have been haunting him every night. You know what was the shit thing was? A bus never did a loop. He turned left instead of going around right. And I ended up walking home, the fucking prick.
Jesus Christ.
But hey, I mean, what could I do?
Shit.
I was like, I literally heard that voice.
Like I said before, it was probably your guardian angel being like, "Hey, you need to step back."
Yeah, but I just really wish that guardian angel can say, okay, when it comes to the winning Powerball numbers, these ones instead. Haven't heard a voice even remotely close to that.
I don't think they'll give that lucky.
Well, I mean, what's the point of a guardian angel if he's not going to be omniscient or,
Oh, Lord.
psychic?
He's there to protect your life, not to frickin' help you win money.
Yeah, but I'd have a great life if I could.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. But yeah. Look, I mean, I'm not discounting that. I mean, maybe there is. Who knows? I mean, but yeah, I've heard stories. I've heard things that have been completely discounted, and then I've heard a whole lot of shit you just cannot explain. Like, I mean, some people have tried, and it's just like, yeah, okay, so how do you explain this then? And it's just like they'll go on to saying things like mass hysteria, and I'm like, seriously? Okay, mass hysteria in a small, localized thing, but a global mass hysteria. In case in point about how I'm telling how earlier I was telling the story about there have been multiple reports of people seeing the exact same shit as other people on the other side of the planet with completely different language, completely different cultures. Yet they see the same shit.
Yeah.
I mean, you said earlier something about like an ancient American Indian burial ground. Yeah, and I think I heard Mao say something about a Wendigo. Wendigo, being some kind of mythical evil creature and everything. The native Australians have the exact same thing, but they're called bunyips.
Oh, yeah.
A mythical creature that you should be shit scared of. Yeah. And then there's other things like, because apparently the same sort of people have reported the same sort of thing too here in Australia, where they've lived somewhere and then shit's going down with them, and then just like, what the hell's going on? And then when they did some investigation, turns out their property or what they were doing somewhere there turned out to be an old burial ground, a sacred burial ground that you just do not disturb under any circumstances.
Yeah.
So yeah. I remember seeing this one movie. It was called Actually, I don't remember what it was called, but I remember it was an Australian movie, and the opening scene was you had these native Australians. One was being chased by a whole bunch of others, and then they trapped him into like this park, and then this car comes along. All right, you don't see who's in the car. You see the window widen down, and then you just see this hand with the bone on the end of it pointing straight at him, and bang, the guy he was pointing the bone at, the one that was being chased, the ones that the others had cornered and told him not to move, points the bone at him, and boom, dead before he hit the ground, heart attack. What the? Now, apparently, to a native Australian, if you ever get to meet one, that means some serious shit.
Yeah.
Whether it's a cultural thing or whatever, but yeah, apparently that has happened in the past, either pre-colonial or post-colonial or both. That has happened where, yeah, somebody who has committed a grievous crime or sin in terms of native Australian culture, you know, when that happens to them, I mean, they are so into that, yeah, they die of a heart attack.
That's insane.
Yeah. I've never seen it happen. I mean, and like I said, I saw this in a movie, but apparently this is a thing.
It was definitely a nod off to it for the movie then.
Yeah. Well, I mean, this was years ago I saw this movie. It was an Australian movie. Can't tell you what the name of it was. I think there was a guy named Richard Chamberlain, an actor, a British actor. He was in it. But yeah, I think the whole sort of movie was some kind of murder mystery. The guy that was in it, the British actor I was telling, I think it was Richard Chamberlain. I could be wrong, but I think it was him. He was a big star in the back in the day. There was a TV series called The Bourne Identity, and this was years before Matt Damon was even born. You know, so yeah, and he was Bourne, or Jason Bourne. Richard Chamberlain was, and he'd also done a whole bunch of these other stars. He was a big star in the 80s then. I'm sure if you were to Google his name, you'd probably see it, but I'm pretty sure he was in this movie, and this is what the movie was. But I mean, I didn't see the whole end of the movie because, like I said, I was very young, and it was on a weekday and on a school day, and I had to go to bed at a certain time. So yeah, but I was just very interested in that, you know, that whole point in the bone thing. It's just like, hang on, how the hell does someone, you know, point a bone and they die? And it's just like, yeah, when you get in your head about a certain thing, a certain ritual, certain anything pointed directly at you, well, like karma, for example.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, if you do something wrong, you can expect, you know, karma to visit that wrongdoing back upon you threefold. So that's karma, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. So, yeah. Oh, but I think that's about it for me in terms of spoopy stories.
Okay.
I've still got clean underwear, so yeah, don't worry about that.
Yeah, gross.
Oh, would you prefer I had them dirty? Okay.
No, I was just saying how you were insinuating it.
Yeah, I know. Oh boy. But in terms of whether or not I believe, yeah, well, as I said earlier, I do know that there are things that can be explained. But then there are other things that's just like, yeah, you say that, but what about this and what about that? And then it's just like, well, you know.
Yeah. Freaky ass shit that we can't explain.
And more to come in
mean,
these stories.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm sure there probably is an explanation, but if there is, I've never heard it. And even if there was an explanation, it probably goes way over my head.
Well,
And,
maybe.
yeah, something creepy's happening again.
Oh God, we're all gonna die.
I've just got this hand and just keep going.
Well, maybe as we advance in our technologies, we'll be able to crack the code, per se, I guess, in what
I don't know, I
pertains to
think so.
life and death and all that shit.
Yeah, although, as the technology goes on and, we're able to crack that code, I'd rather see like a horror movie where rather than wearing 3D glasses, something that actually does come out of the cinema.
Yeah, right.
Well, I mean, have you seen It, Chapter 1?
Yeah.
No. There was a scene in there where they're watching a slideshow and, spoiler alert, he actually comes out of the projector and starts chasing
that was a
the
good
kids.
scene.
Now, I was watching that in 3D. It looked
my God.
amazing. That looked amazing. But I mean, holographic theatre. Not just 3D where you're wearing glasses. Holographic where, when you're watching that, slideshow and then all of a sudden he actually comes out. He comes out. If you're in the front row, duck, Oh, boy. If you're in the back row with your girl, don't have your arm around her shoulder, because I did that. This one girl I was going out with, we saw Jurassic Park, and I had my arm around her neck and around her shoulder, and then something happened that made us jump, except my elbow sort of retracted, my muscles in my arm went like, boom, like that. I ended up punching her.
Oh, my God.
God.
Yeah, she was just like this, and my thing went like that. And she was like, because I went, oh, and she was like, she got scared and hit at the same time.
Oh, my God.
She's like,
That poor
ow.
girl.
And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I mean, it wasn't like it was a full king hit. It was just like that. And if you're not prepared for it, that hurts.
Uh-oh.
Oh, what happened?
We can still hear you, Convela.
Can you hear me?
Did your webcam die?
Hold
Is
on.
it too
Hold
dark?
on. Can
Oh,
you
there
hear
it
me?
is.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. Jesus fucking tits.
Do you want
Anyway.
to read out? Okay,
Yeah, I
read out
was about
Gabba's
to
thing.
say, Gabba left us a fucking, fuck you
Novel.
passport. Okay, here's a night
But
I
I'll
will
be
never
right back.
forget.
I will read up when I get back, but I'll be right back.
Alright.
Okay. Read it to me then.
This is something I witnessed with my own two eyes, if I could fucking read.
Oh, Lord.
So out of nowhere, a ghost showed up at a apartment of my sister's friend. Constantly content. Wait, what?
Hang on. Let me see.
She would consistently hear furniture moving, but when she would go in there, the furniture is all in its place. We went over there and spent the night with her to see what was it about.
Yeah.
We heard the same noise of moving furniture, so we decided to put a voice recorder on the table to see if the sound of moving furniture would be picked up by it.
Mm-hmm.
But when we looked at it later, the only thing we heard was a voice.
Oh, no.
So I went to sleep on the couch in the living room later that night. My sister's friend had to go to the bathroom, and she had to pass besides me to get to the bathroom. What I saw that night, I will never forget. There was a ball of light following her to the bathroom. About a minute later, I heard a loud banging. I got up. I go to the bathroom to see what's happening, and literally everything got knocked off the shelves, and all the cabinets were open. I can't even begin to explain the look on her face after that happened. And that was literally the last thing that happened that night. It all just stopped after that. Well, shit.
That's very interesting and odd at the same time.
Yeah.
This spoopy.
Mm-hmm. My sister kind of experienced the same thing being down here.
Mm-hmm.
Like, shit would
Very
get...
rude.
Yeah. Well, not just this room. The whole basement.
Yeah, go on.
She would get shit thrown at her.
Oh, wow.
Or, like, she was telling me before we even started this, while you guys weren't even fucking here and we were waiting for you.
Sorry.
She was like, so, this is the room where I heard the growling, right? Something was growling at me. I'm like,
Ooh.
fuck you, Val.
So if you hear any growling tonight, you know it's not yummy.
Well, the thing is, I think something latched onto her. From the old house.
Considering
Yeah, I think
it
something
sounded like
latched
something
onto
tried
her.
to possess her.
Yeah. So
Yeah, I would not be surprised if something did attach itself to her.
because ever since she left and moved in with Wyatt, we haven't really had much of anything happen.
Huh.
I haven't, at least. I don't know about my mom or anyone. But
Yeah.
yeah. And that kind of terrifies me.
That
For
is
her.
pretty interesting. Yeah,
Yeah.
that sucks.
But why would it attach to her, though, you know?
Well, maybe she's more, sensitive to spirits than
Yeah,
you are.
but what I've also heard is that they can attach to someone who's more, like, emotionally vulnerable or anything. And I figured that would be me, due to
It-
my PTSD and shit. But, I don't know.
That may be something, but I guess they inclined her more. I mean, it's not as if you
I
can choose
guess.
what attaches to you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Let's see. I have another story about the really old house that we lived in beforehand. Although this... Oh man, I've actually got several of those, but they're all from the standpoints of other people.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, my older sister, in her bedroom that we were in, the same one that we heard the footsteps running down the hallway, or not running, walking, she had said that she could feel something staring at her through her window, like, almost every night.
Oh, yeah, I know that.
So one night, she had looked out, and there was just nothing but red eyes just staring at her.
Yep.
What she ended up having to do is basically denying the fact that it even existed, and it went away.
Yep. Well,
But, oh, sorry.
oh, it's alright.
No, go on.
Like, I experienced that, like I said earlier. And after we moved here, I figured, never saw it again, so might have gotten rid of it. But I was hanging out with someone at their house, and as I was talking to him, we were talking about the paranormal shit, because he figured...
That's usually when it comes out, is when you start talking about it.
Yeah, because he was talking about that he thinks that he has some type of spirits in his place.
Mm-hmm.
And we were talking about I would come over and I would try to cleanse it because I have the sage and all that shit.
Yeah.
But he looked up past me out his window and he said he saw 2 red glowing eyes in a tree looking at me.
Ooh.
And I was like, I need to get out of here. I need to get out of here right now.
That's not a good sign.
No. Welcome back, Tricky.
We can't hear you if you mute yourself.
Yeah. I think you muted yourself.
It was so funny. I thought you were trying to do sign language there, sir. His impressions of a mime.
Here's the sign language. Yeah, that says it all.
Oh, shoot, that's funny.
If I know how to do like for noob or the N for noob, that would have been it. But anyway, what I was about to say, is it possible, and not to diminish from your story, but is it possible that those 2 glowing eyes in a tree were owls?
I don't know, because there was no light source,
I was about to say there would have been
onto it.
Yep, it would have had to reflect off of it.
True. Well, then, yeah, that's me stuffed. Yeah, if there's 2 red eyes and no light source and somebody telling you get the hell out of the house, then, yeah.
I mean, there could be an explanation, but the recurring history of me seeing the red glowing eyes staring at me, it's kind of odd. Unless there's a fucking owl just following me around like, hey, I'm gonna fucking shank this bitch.
I was about to say that owl must really like you then.
It fucking wants to eat my
instead of
soul,
going,
apparently.
it's going to go shank.
Exactly.
Little do you know, it's actually staring at you through your bedroom window now.
I only have one fucking window and it's underground. Can't see shit out of it.
I gotta say, I don't know what was funnier, that response or the fact that both of you looked over towards your windows. Oh, shoot. Oh, God.
Oh,
All right.
I tell you,
more
though, man,
spooky
if there were eyes staring at me through the window, I would freak out because I'm on the second floor.
Oh God, that would be terrifying.
Well, that's where mine was. Mine was on the second floor, but on kind of the roof.
Yeah, where my sister's was like, it was all on ground floor, but like the house is really, really tall to begin with. So where the bedroom window was at, it was basically at the same height of a tree.
Jesus.
Yeah, so it was very high up. Let's see. Other spooky tales from the house. Oh God, here's another really good one. So when my grandmother died, she died in that house. And that night, when the nurse had came in and announced to my parents that she had passed, they heard a baby crying in the other room and what sounded like a carriage of horses passed by the house.
Wow.
Jesus.
They also heard her old rocking chair rocking back and forth, which she used to sit in too.
I would nope the fuck out.
Well, the thing is, they checked the very next day, and there was no hooves prints anywhere in the ground or dirt, and there was no announcement of any horses that were missing from any of the local farms.
Did you try looking up the history of the previous residents of the house?
I actually have not. I really want to, though.
There might be something there.
Well, like I said, not only was my grandmother's death there, because she actually kind of stayed for a little bit and then eventually passed on, but like, it was also an old nursery home as well. So there's a possibility that some of the older spirits that were there could have been from that, or whoever else owned the property. It's hard to say, because we were renting this house at the time.
Okay.
But like,
yeah, but
there's that. I do believe my uncle had an iron thrown at him in the house too.
Wow.
Yeah,
like an iron bar or an iron.
No, iron that you use for like clothes. Yeah. Like apparently the iron board had came out, and then the freaking thing just came jutting towards him.
That'd make me, as Convela say, that was just like, see you later.
Sad thing is that my parents actually lived in an even haunted place before any of us were born, and like they have stories from that house like would make your skin crawl. Although, aside from what other stories that I've experienced is completely different too. But anyways, you have anything else, Convela?
I got tons of shit. I could go all fucking night, probably.
Same.
Shit.
I mean, I've got nothing. I mean, like
you're just here.
No way. I'm just here. But I mean, like, you know, when you're talking about eyes staring back at you and everything, and I'm reminded of that scene from the movie Signs. You know, he wakes up. His daughter's right there, and he's like, "What's wrong?" And she's like, "There's a monster outside my room. Can I have a glass of water?" Then he goes to her room, you know, talks her to sleep and everything, looks outside, and there's a monster outside a room.
It's an alien.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
My sister said she saw an alien outside the window.
What?
Yeah, when she was really little.
Oh.
She believes in aliens since then, so.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, I mean, I can't discount. Like, okay, I don't know if you've ever seen the film Contact, Jodie Foster and Matthew McConaughey.
It sounds familiar.
It does sound familiar.
It was based on a, well, it was from the book written by a Carl Sagan. I don't know if he was an astrophysicist or a theoretical physicist, or he was in the same vein as Stephen Hawking, Professor Stephen Hawking, you know. And so, he wrote this book about contact, which is all about getting contacted from people from an advanced alien intelligence. And the one line, at least in the film, I never read the book, but the one line in the film was that, the universe is a very, very, very big place, okay, that has millions of stars in it, okay? If it is just us, wouldn't that be a waste?
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're looking at, okay, now you look at the circumstances about how a life evolved on this one. It's one hell of a winning lottery number, okay? But considering, if anybody is familiar with the, with the theory of large numbers, you get to a number large enough, you're eventually going to reset. Now, the hundreds of millions and billions and trillions of stars out there, I mean, is it possible that, there is advanced life out there, whether it's as advanced as us or more advanced than us, or, maybe only just coming into its own. They might have only just invented combustion or something like that. Who knows? But yeah, just to say, yeah. As for, the type of aliens, that we see in scientific movies or Star Trek or Star Wars or, things like that, well, that's a bit of a stretch, at least, I haven't seen it. Yeah, sure, people talking about Area 51. We might have been visited by aliens before. Too, of course, the more ridiculous, this planet's being run by green lizard men. Like, fuck. But yeah, it's I can't discount that there isn't, well, not just alien life out there, but I can't. Well, that would explain it, wouldn't it?
Wait, wouldn't it be an orange alien and not a green one then?
Maybe that's the thing. He's probably having a bad reaction with the latex that he's wearing over him.
Allergic reaction, even.
Yeah, exactly. But, I mean, it'd explain a lot, It's like, I know many words. It's amazing how many words that I know. But yeah, it's a pity you can't spell any or read any of them, can you, mate?
I know, right?
But anyway, before we get too political or whatever, man, it's just that, I cannot, with everything that I know, and what I know is limited at best, I cannot discount that there isn't advanced civilizations out there, either waiting for us to contact them or, waiting for the both of us to contact each other.
Yeah.
Gabba was saying earlier about like, the death of your grandmother. I think maybe referring to the death of your grandmother. Yeah, that she probably saw Trump.
Oh my God, this was way before that all.
No,
I was like,
big as Nicki Minaj's ass. Jesus Christ, all of these fucking jokes you're throwing at us, Gabba. God damn.
I was like 2 years old when my grandmother passed away.
God damn.
Yeah.
It was either I was 2 or I was 4. I don't remember. I just know it was when it was close to when Fancy was super small.
Fair enough. But I really can't contribute any
dingoes.
I mean, I've seen dingoes. There was a scene in the film called Grey with Liam Neeson.
Oh, Lord.
About, oil miners or oil workers somewhere in far North Alaska, and they've finished their contracted time there, 3, 4, maybe 5 months, I don't know. I've only seen the movie once. And then they're flying back, to, well, for lack of a better word, civilization.
Mm-hmm.
And their plane crashes, and they're in the middle of Alaska, and the survivors are one by one being hunted down by wolves. And there was this one scene in that film that scared the living fuck out of me, was when they heard some rustling going on in the woods around them, and they're around this campfire, and then one of them picks up a twig, because naturally in a horror story, when you hear a scary sound, you have to go and investigate. And then so he got a tree, a branch that was on fire, and he thrusted it out ahead of him to see, if he could see what it is. And you just had multiple pairs of glowing eyes staring straight back at them. I camped for a few days in a place called Fraser Island, which is just off the coast of Queensland, above the Sunshine Coast. And there's a campsite next to this lake which is like a big, huge freshwater lake. You can go swimming in it, but you're asked to not put on sunscreen because that lake is so fresh with water, other wildlife go into it. And the water is that crystal clear. You could go in there, open up your eyes and see clear across to the other side of the lake. You could see how deep it is, you know. And so we're near that lake, and the campsite is near there. And then there's a little trail mark to go over to the toilets. And so I was on my way there to go to the toilets, and I had a torch with me. And then I heard a rustling, and I went to go over there, and there were these multiple fucking dingo eyes staring back at me. I was just like, oh, God damn it. But, yeah, they didn't attack me. I was too big for them to attack. There was a dingo attack reported. It wasn't fatal, although it could have been, because at the same campsite, there was a 2-year-old girl who had sort of walked away a bit from her family, and this was in the middle of the day. And she was playing around in the water of that lake. And, a couple of dingoes came out, surrounding her, ready to attack her. And I think she did actually get a bite taken out of her, but then they were chased off by her parents. But, dingoes would only ever go for something small. They're nothing like wolves where, you hear about wolves taking down groups of grown-ass men and women,
It depends on how hungry they are.
Well, it hasn't really. If I think about it, it's never really happened. It's happened in films, but it's very unlikely for a pack of wolves to actually attack a human unless they're like sick, or
fair enough.
If you show weakness as an individual person, they're
Trying to
more
provoke
likely.
them.
Yeah, they're more likely to attack because you're weak, you're food.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah, no, well, yeah, that makes sense. I think that's the same thing with dingoes, that they're more opportunistic scavengers that won't take on anything that is even remotely bigger than them. So, yeah.
Although there was this one wolf in Yellowstone. I don't remember the fucking number she went by, but she was able to take out a full-grown fucking elk by herself. A full-grown elk. Eventually, she left the protection of Yellowstone and got shot, and a lot of people were pissed off about that because she was just such a remarkable fucking wolf. But yeah,
that's a shame.
It
and
is
incredible at that too.
Yeah, but if you were to compare wolves with dingoes, like wolves in the wild in the United States or in North America at least, or even in Europe, to the dingoes in Australia, there's a huge difference. I mean, I'm just putting it on here, but wolf, dingo,
yeah,
half the
Accurate.
size, at least half the size.
Yeah, I mean, if you compare a coyote skull to a wolf skull is about like that big, and a coyote skull is about that big. They're fucking huge.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, I'm talking about dingoes in the wild.
Yeah.
I have seen dingoes in captivity that are well fed, and man, if you were to put them in a cage fight with a pit bull terrier, you'd put your money on the wolf. What are you doing, meow? You'd put your money on the dingo.
I think you're safe, Gabba.
But yeah, you would put your money on the dingo. But yeah. Nah, dingo, definitely wouldn't touch you, mate. Not when you're 6'2". I mean, unless it definitely sees you as a threat, like, I don't know, the dingo's actually growling at you to fuck off because you're getting too close to its den with young. But, if it was to attack you, it would definitely do some damage. So, but if you're walking along, mind your own business and you're not really any danger to anything, a dingo will look at you and you probably wouldn't even know it's there because it's not going to come out at you.
We're getting a bit of a light show from Meow.
Are we?
Bring out the strobe light, Meow.
Oh wait, this is where I Just keep turning it off and on. It's a strobe light, right?
Yeah,
If I do that fast enough.
that'll do. Otherwise, like if you've got it there, you can put your hand in front of it and go. Boom.
It's kind of hard to do.
Fair enough.
All right. So, quick question: who here has ever used a Ouija board?
No. I already
No?
know that's bad juju. I know better than that.
I did read the book of The Exorcist, and the book actually explains how she got possessed by the devil by using the Ouija board. The movie showed one scene of the Ouija board, and that was it. It didn't go into specifics about how she was possessed. But,
Why did you use the Ouija board?
We used it numerous times. I mean,
Oh, no.
The thing was marketed by Parker Brothers. I mean, they're a board game company. They've marketed it
Yeah,
as a game.
I know.
I know. I don't understand it, but
It was
I have
back
heard
when they
stories.
thought it was a cool idea and didn't actually think it would do anything in that regard.
Yeah, but I have heard stories that would,
I mean,
would make your skin crawl, give you goose pimples or goosebumps.
our curiosity
God.
leads us to so many stupid fucking shit.
Yeah, I can already see where this is going.
We're extremely, curious about the afterlife or whatever you call it. And my aunt had a Ouija board that she used to do pranks with and shit. Nothing serious. And she ended up being like, I don't want this, take it. Alright. So we started doing like seances and shit.
Oh my fucking
jeez.
God.
So one day, my sister had a couple friends over. I think like 2. So we were doing this thing. And we were talking to, I don't know, maybe a couple spirits. And just all of a sudden, my sister's friend Anthea, she just started like trembling. And we're like, what the fuck's going on here? And then you could start seeing her breath.
Whoa. Like it just
And
got really cold or something?
Yeah. You could
It meant
touch
that
her.
there was
and
something
she
right there.
She was freezing. So we had to say goodbye, and we had to wrap her up in like numerous blankets and shit just to get her to warm up.
Shit.
And she would not come over for quite some time. Until like
Well, can you blame
recently. Yeah. Shortly after that, I think we got rid of the goddamn thing.
her? Mm-hmm.
We kind of debated on how to do it. I heard some people say you should burn it, others say you should just throw it away. I think we just threw it away, I'm not sure.
Oof. So, you know how you were like saying that, oh, I don't know why the spirit attached itself to my sister? I think that might be a good indication why.
No, that was long time ago. We did all that shit here.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
Oh, why are you so stupid?
Curiosity! I can do some really
Yeah, you
dumb
know-
shit when I'm curious.
Yeah,
You know what they say, right? Curiosity killed the cat.
I'm not dead yet, so...
Yeah, well, true. Well, a cat does have 9 lives, so yeah. Play with that fucking thing for another 8 more times and then get back to us. Oh, shit. Okay, it looked like that puppet just ate the candle, man.
Baby, you smoking.
Yep. I'm not smoking, but is definitely smoking shit. It's uncoordinated. It's knocking everything open.
Meow.
Like the drunk at the bar who's had too much to drink, reaching for his other drink, and he knocks it over. It's like, oh, shit.
Order up.
Bing,
He's
bing.
like, yeah, time to settle up your tab, sir, and take a taxi home.
Anyone else got another story, or should we take a quick bio break?
I think let's take a bio break.
Bio break?
It's a bio break.
It's a bathroom
And,
break.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that works.
Because I gotta fucking piss, man.
All right, then go pee.
I kind of picked up on that the moment. Yeah, I saw that.
Alright, be back.
All right, I'll be right back too.
All right, same.
Alrighty. How y'all doing? Y'all enjoying the fucking show? I hope so. Hi, Yummy. Hi, baby. Who's your good boys? Oh. Dang, you're quick. All I had to do was piss. It's not like I took a shit or anything. Probably could have grabbed another water, but meh. Just keep chugging the fucking energy drinks and I'll be fucking wired. Where'd my puppy go? Oh, she's in the couch. Okay. Good girl, Yummy. Oh, have you? I'm a spoopy asshole. Fear me. Ah, fuck me. I haven't drank Monster in a year. I think I drink it too fucking much. I have one at least every other day or some shit. Or whenever I just can't fucking stay awake. Which is more often than it should be. I don't know. I'm killing myself, but I also smoke, so it doesn't matter. One of them will kill me first, and then I'll come haunt all you motherfuckers. Be like, ooh, I will poke your asshole, or some shit like that. I don't know. I'd be a weird fucking ghost. More like I'd be a fucking troll. You give me that kind of fucking power. And I'd just fucking troll the ass out of... Ass? Troll the ass? Troll the shit out of everyone. Troll the ass out of everyone. What? What? The fuck am I talking about? I've been drinking too much fucking Monster. I can't fucking do shit. Shit! It's a spoopy meow. It's a spoopy tricky. Get your ass back here. I don't do very good solo. I just talk out my ass and it doesn't make much sense. I can... doing it to Ricky. Yeah, as a ghost. Hey, doesn't leave you out. You'll be at least one of the top 10. I don't know, do I know 10 people? I'm sure I do. Yeah, I do. I'm not that fucking antisocial. You know, if I wasn't also streaming this on YouTube, I could probably play music. But then again, that takes effort. I don't do effort very well. Gotta find you first. I'll find you, motherfucker. I'll sniff you out like a goddamn bloodhound.
And
Is
I'm
that bullshit
back.
I smell? Welcome back.
No, you should be smelling mango.
Mango.
So I'm gonna move
Nice
my stuff
to see you.
again.
Oh.
Mango.
Yeah.
Delicious.
I'm gonna move back out to the kitchen because my mother's going to bed now.
Oh, okay.
And it's way more comfier out there than it is in here because I've been sitting on a stool.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, okay, go on out.
God damn.
Yeah. BRB.
How is she still alive?
Excellent. Oh, man, this is so sweet.
Give me
It's
some
mango season
goddamn mango, motherfucker.
here. Mm.
I want some mango.
Would you like to suck on my juicy mango?
Yes.
Well, book a flight, sister.
We got bunkers here that not even Satan knows about. Well, shit.
That's hilarious. Hey, listen, why is my face full screen on your...
Because I don't have me clicked. I mean, would I really want to just look at myself? Maybe. I'm just so, Hi, baby.
I'm so pretty. Because
Hi.
I'm so pretty.
So
This is America.
sexy.
This is sell it.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, there we go. Now there's a picture perfect frame. Oh, no, it's back onto me now. Okay.
Woo. Well, yeah, I don't want to fucking just stare at myself. I mean...
Well, before they're too... Oh, my God. What? If you're going to do that, be in the same room with me. Anyway, yeah, what happened before with the other setup where... Oh, because
Yeah, Meow left.
Mercy left. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why it doesn't just automatically do the... I don't know. Maybe because it just assumes that you don't want to look at yourself rather than the person you're talking to.
Yeah. So, yeah, right now, your viewers would rather watch me eating a mango.
Oh, yeah. That fucking sexy goddamn mango. I want a mango.
Yeah.
Yummy. Go give me a mango.
Yummy. Give me a mango.
She's like, what the fuck is a mango? I just found out what snow is. What the fuck is a mango?
First time the dog had seen snow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. She was probably going, what the hell?
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. It's like, she went out and sniffed it. It's like, the fuck is this? Huh? Things are changed.
Oh,
I don't like it. It's cold.
There was a funny video I saw, like one of those try not to laugh challenges. I'm not sure where I saw it, but it had this, looked like maybe a newly arrived.
Oh, there we go. Thank you, Gabba. That helps.
There was a newly arrived migrant family in a country. Well, they were definitely not from that country. They hailed from Africa. And, yeah, they're reacting to seeing snow for the first time. And they're just like, you know, one of this guy's outside and snow's flake lands on his hand. And he's just like, open up the doors, looking outside like, nope.
I remember.
So, yeah, I could.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, so I'm just imagining your dog just going like...
Yeah. Well, later at night, she was like, this is awesome. She just fucking ran through the snow. It's like, it took you like 2 or 3 times going outside to figure out this is fucking dope. Okay.
Yeah.
She's not the brightest, I think.
Yeah, I've never seen snow for real. I've seen artificial snow taken from, you know, pumped out from, you know, snow machines, but I've never actually ever seen real snow.
Ask anyone else, they'll probably tell you it's horrible. Me, I fucking love it. Then again, I'm the type that could probably fucking survive Alaska.
You probably, yeah, probably. I mean, me, I'd freeze to death in Alaska. Seriously. Like I said, I mean, I've rarely known a temperature that goes down below, 12 degrees Celsius, 10 degrees Celsius. I think maybe 10 degrees Celsius is the coldest temperature I've ever felt.
Jesus.
In Fahrenheit, you'd be like, I don't know, that's probably 20 Fahrenheit, maybe? I don't know.
20 or 30, I think. Hold on.
I think I still got the thing up. Yeah, I do.
Oh, okay. You do it. I'll be lazy. Hell yeah.
Yeah, 10 degrees Celsius is 50 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh, just 50? Jesus.
Yeah. But that's the worst
That's the goddamn weather that I fucking thrive in.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. When I was 10 degrees Celsius, I was just like, I was sleeping in a full hoodie, right? Tracksuit pants, blanket, doona, or feathers, or whatever you call them, man, and had the hoodie on, and even then, I was forcing the hoodie closed while I was trying to sleep.
You would
wake
die
up the next
here.
morning, and it's just like, can't feel my nose. Okay, now I'm feeling it.
You would fucking die here.
Yeah, exactly. I would.
Oh, shit.
So, yeah, and it does get pretty hot in the States as well, but I dare say it doesn't get hot and humid in the States. Here, oh my God, it's the humidity that's a killer.
I think in some places it does.
I'm talking about Sydney.
Yeah.
I don't know about, I'm sure it gets humid in other parts of the States. But
I know it can get pretty humid here, but it's like, we never really get around 100. Very rarely, and then it's like, I would just want to die. Though I know in Arizona, it's like, it's dry heat. So, I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I remember reading, was it last year or the year before? They actually had to shut down airports in Arizona because the tarmac, was melting. That's how hot it was.
Shit.
They didn't want to risk planes taking off or landing, for fears they were going to leave, they were going to warp the runway and cause accidents for every other plane taking off or landing.
Yeah. We have 40 Celsius in summer and 20 in winter. Or negative 20.
Yeah.
Gappa said.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be in Europe then. Oh, man, I heard about the last heat wave over in Europe. It killed a whole lot of people.
God damn.
Yeah. That's how hot it got. Like, it got 40 degrees, in excess of 40 degrees Celsius. So, the extremes in the weather over there are a hell of a lot worse than they get here. Because, you go all the way up north in Australia, where you're closer to the tropics, and it's always consistently between 25 and 35 or 25 and 40. It doesn't get 40 degrees Celsius and then minus 5 degrees Celsius. It's,
I would die.
47 degrees. Was that the record, Gabba?
Hottest it's been here was 47 Celsius.
Yeah, but I wonder if that's the record of all of Europe, not just Croatia, but all of Europe. Because, I can imagine. Well, it looks like Mercy's back online. We're just waiting for her to join the call.
Meow.
Yes. Meow, meow, meow. Meow.
That was a few years ago.
Yesterday and the day before, these were the photos I was going to send you, but then we started streaming. I was going. Me and my flatmate were going over this bridge coming in from one part of the city. Now, normally when you go over the bridge, you can clearly see Centrepoint Tower. You can clearly see the Harbour Bridge.
Mm-hmm.
But we've got these major fires burning up in the north of the state.
Ooh.
And I'm talking fires that are like 5 or 6 hours away when you drive.
Mm.
But the smoke, because of how thick it all is, and there was a gentle breeze, and it just blew it all down south. And for 2 days, this city was just blanketed in smoke. Like,
shit.
Yeah, smoke, smog, you know, the smell. Yeah. And it was, right, it was a few years ago, and it was just there. Wow. Okay. So, 47 degrees, man. I mean, fuck. People living in India would say, damn, that's fucking hot.
Ow. Fucking A.
You okay? What'd you do?
Yami nailed me with her goddamn fucking nails today. Right on the damn finger.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the little fucking bitch. You hear that? You're a fucking bitch.
And the dog's probably looking at you saying, yeah, well, if I'm a bitch, I'm a prize bitch.
I mean, I think it was the hottest temperature in all of Europe, but I don't know.
The hottest temperature in all of Europe. I wouldn't be surprised if it was.
Yeah. Where the fuck is Meow?
Where are you, Meow?
God damn it, Meow. I'm gonna smack your tits off.
Ooh. Make sure you take photos.
Shit. Cars were melting that summer. Jesus Christ. Fucking hey.
Melting cars. That's yeah, that's a new one.
Wasn't there a building somewhere? I'm not quite sure where, but they used some kind of fucking... Well, I mean, it was basically entirely glass, but it was built in just the right spot where when the sun hit it, it would fucking melt cars and shit.
Wow.
It just got that fucking hot because of the goddamn building. I'm not sure where that was.
Would that be the Louvre in Paris? Because that's the only building I know that's made practically all full of glass, or at least a good portion.
It might
of
be.
The Louvre
I'm not sure.
Art Museum. It's got a glass pyramid in the like outside of the entrance, and there's a bloody tall one. And I can imagine, in a hot summer's day with the sun, when it goes over somewhere, and it reflects off the glass, and if that goes onto cars, oh shit, yeah, man.
I'm not sure if it was there or somewhere in the U.S. Because I was kind of thinking it was in, like, I don't know, New York or something, but I'm not quite sure.
I'm not familiar with any... I mean, unless, like, they're talking about buildings that are just full of glass, as in, like, one side of the building.
I'm not sure. I should do.
I'm gonna have to wash my face and hands after this.
I should do the fucking
Sorry?
research on this shit before I fucking start this goddamn podcast shit.
Okay, give me a minute. I've got to wash my face and hands.
You do that.
It's covered in sticky mango juice.
Oh God. oh God.
There you go, you sickos. You just got good footage of me sucking my fingers.
Sexy.
Yeah. It's sexy, and I know. You're sexy, and I know it.
I can show you a picture of the melting cars. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, all right, I'll be right back.
All right. Someone's leaving me. Fuck. This is part of the show where everything just goes to shit. We just stop talking about anything that's part of the topic. Because Meow's not here. Meow, where are you? Why did you leave us? God damn it. Why would you do this to us? Actually, fuck, I don't know if I can bring that up. Ooh, shit.
And I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you for having me back.
So,
What's the situation with Mercy? Is
she ain't here yet, but I thought maybe I could showcase her art she did for Halloween.
Yeah, go for it.
Don't mind the PewDiePie.
I can't see PewDiePie.
Yeah, it just popped up on screen for a second. I was watching PewDiePie earlier. He was doing some type of Reddit shit.
Uh-huh.
I said do but do that do. No, I don't want that, you stupid bitch. YouTube. Fucking work. God damn it. Oh look, there's my live stream. Fuck it. ThePurrfectGamers. ThePurrfectGamers. Click the link in the description for some amazing art and gameplay.
Can't see anything in the description.
What? Did it fucking change my goddamn description again? I'll have to fix
there's
that.
nothing. I mean, I've only just got the last thing I said to in this channel, at least, anyway.
Oh god. Hold on. You stupid fucking shit.
Oh, is Mercy back with us?
A meow.
I think it is.
Fucking A.
It is.
Anyway. Meow. Shut up for a second. I'm gonna showcase some of your art.
What? Where did that come from?
Meow does commissions, so if you're interested,
I can see the goddamn thing showing up on the YouTubes.
Contact her.
I can see it on the stream.
Oh god, freaking A. What are you showcasing?
I might have to mute this. You know what? Fuck it. I don't get paid.
I'm not hearing anything coming out.
I see what you're doing.
Yeah.
You thought I just drew cutesy things. Tips on you, motherfuckers.
Okay, where'd you get that music from?
I just found it somewhere on the internet.
It's fucking dope.
I've got a link in the description for the song if you want to go and get it. It's actually free to download. But you gotta sub to that channel, and then after that you can just unsub.
Alright, that's a bit loud. Turn it down a little bit more. I can barely hear you guys.
Yeah, well, I mean, I turned the sound up on the stream because I can't hear anything coming through Discord.
Oh yeah,
so,
it won't. So I'm not using it through Discord. I just have my goddamn shit up.
Yeah.
So sexy.
So what made you decide to show this off?
Because you weren't here, and I figured, you know what? Let's do a little bit of a promoting for Meow.
What the fuck?
I mean, your art's awesome.
So it is.
I love your fucking art, man.
I mean, especially seeing the rib cage of I'm guessing a lichen.
It is a Wendigo.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, of course it is. That's what it said at the Wendigo Halloween speed paint.
If you want to watch the rest of it, you're going to have to go to Meow's channel.
I'm going to have to do that.
But yeah, she also does commissions and shit. Contact her.
Yeah,
She'll fucking hit you
is
up.
that perfect? Yeah, is that Perfect Gamers? Yeah.
Yeah, the Perfect Gamers. PURR. I would promote your shit too, Tricky, but you know, you got a shitty editor that doesn't do diddly fucking tits.
Yeah, I think I should fire her. Well, I would fire her if I was actually paying her. But
I've been trying. I've been so fucking busy.
I've still got to try and figure. No. That's fine. I mean, yeah,
What are you guys talking
me,
about?
I'm still killing myself trying to operate or nail down how to edit with editing tool that I've got.
Bum.
That's the chair I'm sitting in. It's very freaky.
I was about to say, what the hell, man?
Shit.
Okay. So I found it.
Very tricky.
Oh no, hang on! I've already subscribed to it.
Okay.
It's weird.
What?
I've already subscribed to your channel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on. Let's.
Mm-hmm.
Row.
Yeah, the dogs are barking at probably the deer outside.
A deer or Wendigo? Or
Both.
Skinwalker? Oh, shit.
Whoa!
We did.
Snap.
God, if they're fucking real and I ever saw one, I would just shit bricks right there. Fucking goddamn animal walking on its hind legs, fucking trying to communicate with you with English. It's like, no thank you.
Oh my god, very serious.
Yes, I am.
Fucking doggos.
There we go. Hang on, I got to look at this Five Nights at Freddy music video.
Oh lord. Oh, it was fun to do. There's a full playthrough of the game on our channel as well.
Five Nights at Freddy's?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I fucking heard that. What the
I know, right? But yeah, that's me and
It was just like, yeah, this
Fancy
thing just
that.
jumps out, and then you hear Mercy go, yeah, and then just gone. And next clip.
Actually, to be
that
honest with
Fancy?
you, most of the screaming was probably from Fancy, not me.
Yeah, Fancy.
Oh,
Meow isn't really
oh,
affected by this horror shit.
No, not
Really?
really.
Oh,
Mm-mm.
jeez. Well, you girls are going to have fun watching me playing Alien Isolation, man. Yeah. You're actually going to see me do it. Just a sec, guys.
Mm-hmm.
No.
No, I just got to...
Shit. Fuck. Tit. Fuck. No, Tricky. It shows the shit in the description for me.
What does?
The channels and shit.
Oh, did you get that pop up as well?
It shows it all for
Oh,
me.
no, you're talking about the... It does?
Yeah.
Because...
The Perfect Gamers, RickyRetro, Granny Monster, Millsmoney, even though Granny and Mills ain't fucking here. How dare you?
What up with that?
How dare you?
What up with that? Come on, man.
What happened?
Yeah, whatever. I love those
No,
guys.
because, I mean, the last 3 messages I see, I mean, unless I'm probably just not on the right page, but I mean, the last messages is like, yeah, Miss
Messages.
Meow, almost, yeah,
No,
Miss Meow,
no,
almost
no.
setting up.
What No, not on Discord.
Oh,
It's on like YouTube and shit. I don't think I put it on Twitch. I'm not sure. I don't know. I is dumb.
Listen, guys, I mean, you two are members of the Sickest of All, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can we throw Drew some love? I just got shared a message from Supreme Heretic. Said, it's Halloween, it's my mum's birthday. I should be happy. Instead, she's in intensive care because of a major stroke.
Oh no.
I'm miserable at the moment. Prayers, please. We need all the strength everyone can muster. Love you all. Hashtag fandom menace. Hashtag bounding into comics, and hashtag sickest of all. I'm just going to click on the Sickest of All channel and throw him some love.
That sucks.
Yeah. Shit.
I hope she pulls through.
Yeah.
I've known Drew a long time, and her mother's really been struggling with things at the moment. So let's see if there's a community announcement. There isn't anything on the announcements thing on here, so shit, I don't have permission to. Oh, really? Okay, I can't talk in there. Fuck it, I'm just going to send him like a direct message from me.
Yeah, just
Just
DM
bear
him.
with me, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Oh, I don't think he's even online at the. No, he's not even online at the moment. So yeah.
What the heck are you drinking, Convela?
I am drinking Monster Dragon tea.
Oh.
Yes, it's delicious.
Doggos. Go right outside. Got the dogs barking.
Yummy. Bark for me. She's like, no, I sleep on couch. Fuck off. Fucking bitch. Are you caressing the candle?
Wait, what? What? Hang on. What am I missing? Oh, there we go.
The thing.
There's no caressing of no camera.
Caressing the candle. Camera?
Camera. I don't know. Sorry, I got all flustered. Somebody said something about caressing, and I was just like all flustered. But oh, slower.
Just get on beat.
His request, touch me. His reprimands, touch me harder.
Oh my god, Doggos, why?
It's Halloween, man. The doggos are sensing something.
Yeah, right?
Well, actually, it's technically no longer Halloween.
It's me!
Yeah,
No.
it's me. That was funny behind you because I mean I was looking at on the stream, and it's like, why didn't that work? And I was like, why didn't what work? What did I miss? And then I look over, I was like, oh, okay. That was hilarious.
Why didn't that scare you? I don't know.
Why didn't that scare you? I heard you coming. I don't know. Okay. That creepy thing with the eyes is back. Meow. Go away, putty cat. Go away, putty cat. I've got no cat food for you.
Alright, so. Tricky shared a story that wasn't really paranormal, so I might as well. So, when I was just a wee baby, a little bitty baby, a wee baby, my
What accent are you trying to pull?
I have no fucking idea.
Okay, go on. When you were a wee kid.
My mom was bottle feeding me, and my dad was just doing whatever the fuck he does. And they get a knock at the door. And someone's saying, Mark, it's me. Mark. And my dad's like, who the fuck is this? It goes on for a while. And he finally opens the door, and it's some old guy. Kind of biker-looking-ish, I guess, with a long beard and all that shit. He's like, dude, I need a light. Okay. My dad steps away, leaving the door open, everything. Walks over to my mom, grabs the lighter, gives it to him. Should have been the end of that. My dad goes to close the door, and it won't shut. And he's like, Connie, why isn't the door shutting? What the fuck's going on here? He's trying to figure out what the fuck is going on. He finally looks, and the dude shoved like some paper towel and shit into the thing where the door locks, so it wouldn't shut properly.
Oh my god.
Right.
And Mom's just like, you're a fucking idiot. You could have killed us all.
You ain't wrong.
Jesus.
Yeah.
This guy knew your father's name?
Yeah, but he didn't know who the fuck he was. Probably just saw him somewhere in a bar. Because my dad was an alcoholic. Or he is an alcoholic, so he was...
And he could have also, read the mail as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, that too.
Well, the thing is, you can't really access... At that house, we had a postal box. So you couldn't access someone else's mail. So the guy either heard about my dad or had, I don't know, some type of conversation with him at some point. But I don't know. No idea who the fuck he was.
Without getting too personal, was your dad into something that, legally be questionable?
I don't know. My dad's a questionable fucking guy, so I don't know.
Okay. Wait, did we eventually see those pictures of the melting cars?
No, I haven't gotten nothing from Gabba. Gabba, you still there? Motherfucker. A barf?
I don't know what is going on with them. They are very adamant on voicing their opinions tonight.
Oh, finally. Okay. Alright. Alright, I don't think it shows anything. Camera unavailable. Don't switch. No. Alright, let's bring it over here. Gabba. Look at that fucking shit. My god.
Oh, wow. That's bad.
Yeah, no fucking
Wow.
tits.
Wow.
God damn.
Man, that's hectic.
Indeed.
That is hectic. Oh, if you want to go on the rest of the stream, you're going to have to close the original. There we go. But damn, man, that is messed up.
That is. My mom messaged me, and I responded, and she has not responded back.
What was the message?
Sars.
Sears?
S-A-R-S. Her phone does not like my name.
Apparently.
Oh, okay.
I mean, she's called, or her phone has changed my name to homosexual or yeah, homosexual before.
Yeah, gee, thanks, Mum, for showing your support.
Christ. God damn it.
Oh, man.
Anything else you got, Meow?
Yeah. I got plenty still.
Yes. Yeah.
All right. I guess I should start moving on to my parents' house where they're at now. So, when we moved here, it's a brand new house. Although the only thing about it is it's right next to a church where there's a graveyard.
I would have loved to live next to a graveyard. I don't know why. It's just one of those things I would have loved. But go on.
Lord. Anyways, so first few years of us living here, when I went to bed, at a certain time, I would hear really heavy footsteps pacing outside my window. This only happened for like a minute, and this went on for, like I said, several years until it eventually faded. But like, I couldn't figure out what the heck was causing them. And I even approached my mother because, like, at the time she was like walking around the property at night to like get in shape, and she was still sitting at her desk. I was like, "Yeah, I don't suppose you were just outside, were you?" And she was like, "No." And then she suggested, "Oh, maybe it was like a deer or something that was right next to your window." I was like, one, this happens too often for it to be a deer, and two, there's no way in fudge that the dogs would not be alarmed if that was the case.
True.
And why would a deer come so close to somebody's house? Because it's not as if I had like a bird feeder or anything right there that they could eat from.
Yeah, man. Yeah, once again, yeah, you hear those sorts of stories where, you know, in a place where that has a history to it, especially a dark history. But yeah, when you hear about, like, you know, footsteps outside of places that used to be graveyards or places that are still currently graveyards.
Well, the thing is, like, my parents' property is right beside a church, but the church is much farther up the driveway compared to where our house is, so it's like not actually sitting next to it. But it's still enough to have some paranormal activity still filter over here.
Yeah.
Let's see. I've had another time where I was literally standing here in the kitchen, or I guess big main open area, because it's like a kitchen / dining room / desk area for my mother.
Right.
And we had the door open to the downstairs, and out of the corner of my eye, I just see the light just start flickering on and off for the hallway. I just kind of slowly look over and like, "Do you see that, Mom?" She's like, "What you talking about?" So I walked down, investigated, even turned on both of the switches leading up the stairs and down the stairs to the same hallway light. Turned on just fine.
Huh.
I've also had it to where I was doing laundry downstairs, and I was watching TV shows while doing laundry, and next thing I know, I hear a really loud bang, like somebody had just dropped something really heavy. And it came from our washroom. So I went to investigate, thinking, oh, maybe the detergent fell or something. And there was nothing on the floor. And I was the only one home. And I went and looked throughout the entire house, and there was nothing out of place.
So when you heard that bang, like, did it also sound like something shattered, or?
No, it just sounded like something very heavy dropped. Like, I don't know. It's hard to describe it.
No, because I remember in the movie, the first Paranormal Activity, there was a scene there where, like, they're in bed and then they hear something moving downstairs and they're sort of like, "What is that?" And then you hear this God Almighty screech followed by a even louder bang. You know, like a like a wail or a call, like, you know, somebody wailing. Yeah, and then a boom. And it's like, yeah, one of them grabs the camera, they look downstairs, and the light that's hanging from the roof is, you know, swinging backwards and forwards. It's like, holy shit.
Oh, God.
Well, we didn't have. Well, I mean, technically, I guess we had two chandeliers, one upstairs and one downstairs. But I mean, like, I would have seen the one downstairs swinging because it was directly in front of me. And
Yeah.
I mean, I came upstairs to also investigate. I did not see anything swinging. I've had more paranormal experiences downstairs than I have upstairs, though.
That's interesting.
Well, is like the upstairs area, is that like a recent addition to the house?
No.
Like, for example, the house I'm living in, right? Like the downstairs part of the house was built, I don't know, 50 years ago, if that. But the upstairs is an addition where I'm, you know, my room where I'm in now, I'm in upstairs. So, you know, that's a separate thing. Was your house anything like that?
No, it was all built together.
It was all built together. Huh. So I wonder what happened downstairs. It has kept it pretty much confined to downstairs.
But if you don't mind, I can keep going on.
Well, I mean, maybe there's something upstairs that's keeping the other shit, like, downstairs.
Now, I've only noticed it, but it's like usually when it's just me. But I mean, I've been here a few times since then where it's just me by myself, and I haven't had anything else happen for a while.
Yeah. Yeah, like, again, my knowledge on this whole thing is limited, but if I remember correctly, there are two different types of hauntings. One's like a classical haunting that can go for years. But in that sense, yeah, sure, these hauntings can go on for years and years. However, there can be, you know, in between these hauntings, there can be inactivity for years. So, like, somebody goes
That's
in
a possibility, too.
Something goes in there, there's, you know, haunting shit, there's loud bangs, there's loud this, things are moving, footsteps, hearing voices, that sort of stuff.
That actually reminds me. Sorry,
and then
Ron.
but then it stops, and it will stop for, you know, years. But then it starts up again. And then, you know, what they're called poltergeists.
Yeah.
Hauntings, which, you know, again, same sort of stuff, but they only ever happen once. And it's a very short time when it happens. So...
Sorry.
That's okay. That's okay.
Fuck you,
yeah,
Meow.
but it only ever happens once, and it's a very short time. Yeah,
No.
but in terms of violence, as in the violence of the hauntings, as opposed to the poltergeists, you know, depend on, I don't know, back history. Like I said, my knowledge on this is completely limited. Hell, I might even be completely wrong. It could be that poltergeists, you know, happen, but then they don't happen for years, but then they happen again at the same place, whereas hauntings are, you know, all year round, but subtle. Like, like poltergeists are more violent in terms of, you know, the things that happen, banging, things moving around, that sort of stuff, whereas hauntings are, subtle.
Yeah.
I have to say, I haven't had anything
But again, you'd have
violent
to...
happen here.
Oh, I don't mean violent as in, like, somebody's actually gotten hurt, or somebody's been close to death, or if anybody's died. I mean violent in terms of frequency and intensity. So, like, you know, you were talking about like a loud bang, you know, things of that nature, you know.
Shit getting thrown.
Yeah, things are still shaking, things are broken, furniture has moved, you know what I mean? Not just sound like they moved, but they actually have moved. That's what I mean by violence of it. I don't mean violence in terms of, you know, people, someone being hurt in a very bad way, or in any way, really. You know, no invisible pair of hands pushing someone down the stairs. That I've never ever heard of that happening. So, yeah.
But the thing that I just remembered was after we had moved out of our old house, few years had passed, and my aunt and my cousins ended up moving into the place, and the paranormal activity apparently like increased since then.
Oh,
So
okay.
we don't know if somebody drew more spirits in, or if it just came back, like as Tricky was saying. But like it was much more violent and demonic almost.
Jesus fuck.
Yeah. Because like
Mm.
my cousins all swear up and down that they have seen something crawling on the ceiling.
Wow.
And it's got red eyes too. Kind of like that thing that was staring at my sister. So it's like it was outside, so it's made its way inside now.
Nope.
Hmm. Yeah, I got to go with the Convela. There'd be a no Perino there. It'd be like, yeah, I'm moving out now.
Shit.
Like
Where are
they've
you going to
heard
move
voices.
to? The street. So I'm going to find a bridge to sleep under. I ain't staying in this fucking house.
But yeah, they've heard voices. They've heard things go bump in the night, like all the 9 yards in. And it was way more active there. Although, anytime that I had visited, I think there was only one time that I saw something, and that was it. But I'm not even sure what it was, because we were playing in the basement area, and I don't know if it was like my eyes playing tricks on me or what, but it looked like there was a form of a black cat, and you could only see like the bottom part of it. You couldn't see the head, but like you could see the legs, the body just flew.
Yeah.
Or it looked like it was walking on air. But other than that, I hadn't had any other experience over there.
JC? Kitty kitty?
Hang on, I gotta go see what one of the cats are clawing at.
Okay.
I think Jason's down here now. Or I'm just going
Okay.
fucking nuts. I don't know.
Jason, as in Jason Voorhees, or what?
No, it's... We named our cat after Jason from Friday the 13th, because...
13th, yeah.
They
Jason
were...
Voorhees.
Oh, yeah, Jason... I'm stupid. Yeah. I'm high on fucking Monster. I can't think straight. But yeah, they were born on Friday the 13th, and he's kind of got a mask thing going on. He's got,
Nice.
white down here and then black eyes.
Uh-huh.
So it's just like, yep, your name's gonna be Jason.
I'm back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Welcome
no, when you were talking about your cats, and Convela was just like, hey, am I hearing my cat? Yeah, so,
That's funny.
and was explaining the story about how Jason, her cat, got his name. So, what
Jesus,
the hell was that?
That crack, you're moving all over the place.
I just knocked over my grandfather's cane. It was propped up against the chair.
Oh, okay. See, these are also the loud noises I'm not looking forward to doing when I'm playing Alien Isolation, man. 'Cause shit happens. I mean, you've seen that game, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, like, you hear shit crawling on the roof, okay? Yeah. You hear it in the distance. Exactly. That. You hear that.
Oh, shit.
Mercy, don't make me book a flight over there, because I will smack you.
Well, I didn't do anything.
Oh, God, now she's got a Ku Klux Klan hand puppet. No, I don't want to see that. That's what it looked like.
Video instantly taken down.
Oh, okay, now it's not. Okay. It's a little cat peep wearing a hat.
Let's see. Oh, yeah.
It's a witch's hat.
What I was going to say earlier.
Hold it. Well, look, I'll be back. I've got to have a cigarette, but yeah.
Fine. I'll talk to you
Look, continue on with your story. I will be back.
Okay. Hold on. I'm being talked to.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I still doing my thing, ma. Send! Anyway. So, like the thing with the was it called? The frequency of activity and shit. Maybe it comes down to also if you just, kind of ignore it. Maybe it kind of gets bored. I don't know. Because
It's hard to say.
here, the past few years, I would get some activity. Up to the point where, before my mom went to bed, I'd usually be I'd be in the upstairs room editing, and she'd knock on my door, be like, "Hey, I'm going to bed. Can you come help me out?" Or when she gets up, she'll knock on my door to get help. And it's like, all right. So I started getting knocks on my door. I'd be like, "Yeah, what's up, Ma?" "Nothing." "Ma?" I'd get up, open the door. No one's out there. Check the bathroom. No one's there. Look at her computer. She's not sitting there. Go into her room. She's fast asleep. All right. It happened a couple times. Through multiple days. And finally, I'd just be editing and shit. And I was finally like, I'm busy. Can you please leave me alone? Yeah, I'm not coming out there. I'm too busy. And it stopped.
Huh.
Never had it happen to me again.
That reminds me of another story. This one Fancy told me. Sorry.
Got ding dong ditched.
So here at parents' house again, she moved into my older sister's old room, and there for a while she kept getting knocks on the bathroom door. It would be slow and steady knock, like in different spots, which is really weird. And there were times where the bathroom door would also be locked on her too. And then I do believe there were some times where it would be wide open after she would leave it shut. And she wasn't sure what the heck was living in there, but whatever it was, it really wanted to come out anytime I didn't want to knock on her door.
Sorry, I got a little distracted by Mom's
I see
messaging
this.
me. I'm such a bad host. Someone needs to beat the shit out of me. Wait, please.
No.
Spirits, don't leave me. Please leave me alone. I want to be able to sleep tonight.
No guarantees.
She says she's watching on Facebook. You read what I put.
Watching what?
It appears that Facebook is not
Responding?
posting what people type in chat.
That's weird.
Indeed. What the fuck? Alright.
I took off my hat.
There it is. Hey, bitch! Damn! That's from my mother. Yes, please? Alright, I guess I gotta leave my Facebook chat up so I can see what people are saying there.
Okay. I didn't realize you also had it live there, too.
Yeah. Restream said that they were having problems with Facebook chat being posted to Restream chat. But I thought they fixed it, but I guess they didn't. So fuck them.
Huh.
Hi, Ma!
Hi, Miss Mauve.
Let's see. You know what? Tell another story because I kind of was listening to the last one. But
No, that's fine.
Like a bitch. I'm such a horrible person.
So there was another time downstairs where I had decided to take a nap on the couch.
Mm.
It was either I decided to take a nap or I had just spent the night on the couch. I don't remember. But I had woke up and it was around the time that Fancy was still in school. So she'd usually come downstairs if I was asleep down there and wake me up.
Mm.
So I was just, kind of stirring and I wanted to turn around and go back to sleep. And I could have swore I heard somebody approaching me. Like, how you get the presence of somebody right there behind you?
Mm-hmm.
So I thought Fancy was just trying to be funny. And eventually I woke up, or not woke up, but I opened my eyes. I was like, okay, I'm awake. And no one was there.
Mm.
And to make things even better was I was like, maybe she's playing a joke. So look at the time. She wasn't out of school yet. And it was just me and my mother there at the house. And I mean, there's really very seldom reasons for her to come down there and just stand in front of where I was sleeping. Or she would have said something.
Fucking creepy ass shit.
Hmm?
No wonder
I'm
why I
back.
have paranoia.
You're welcome.
Hey, it's not paranoia if they really are after you.
I guess that's true. My mom says, hello, meow. Hello,
It's my
meow.
life.
Yeah, that's
Oh.
getting creepy.
Oh.
Oh.
My mom wants me to tell you about the time that she had the sheets thrown off of her.
Oh?
Yeah. She's just
Huh.
dead asleep. And she got woken up by the sheets literally being thrown across the room
Oh,
into a
shit.
chair.
What the fudge?
But
Damn.
she didn't have a feeling of fear. It was just like, what the fuck?
Uh-huh.
And I guess she recalled, that her dad used to, yank the sheets off of her when she was younger. So it was probably my grandpa being like, bitch, get the fuck up. You got shit to do.
Probably. That's funny.
Or, honey, brace yourself.
There was this other time. My mom had this phone, this fucking flip phone, where you could flip it up, text it, or it had just the normal phone screen. That older shit that the kids would be like, this actually existed? But maybe like 5 or so years after it was deactivated, and I think it was around the time she got her first iPhone or some shit. The phone went off.
Okay.
Like,
What do you mean
a
went off? Like
ringtone.
just started ringing? A ringtone? Yeah.
Like a ringtone.
Huh.
And we're just like, where the fuck is this coming? And we finally found the phone. It's like, there's no power to this thing. There's nothing.
That's super weird.
How is it ringing when there's no... yeah.
Ghosty boys.
Yes, this is still going. Why? Do you want me to end it? If so, fuck you.
Restream bot? What the hell?
What about RestreamBot? Aliens!
That's the person that sent the message.
Oh yeah, that's RestreamBot posting through YouTube.
Aliens.
Yes.
Okay. Nope.
Nope. Fuck this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out.
No. You are definitely not out. When we finish this and I start playing Alien Isolation, you are watching, damn it.
Yeah, my mom just said, but the battery was dead, so there was no reason for that phone to be going off.
Yeah, no, with the battery being dead, and then the phone, like, I mean, you'd probably say, oh, okay, maybe some crosswire or, communication connection mismatch, or yeah, that's freaky, Mercy.
You're welcome.
You know, with the communication and everything. But yeah, when there's no power, then there's no power. That doesn't ring. That
Yeah.
that
That is
should not
weird.
happen.
Yeah, I can't explain that one. Some of the shit is like, okay. But it's like, that shit, I don't know.
Mm.
And
I'm
my
sorry.
mom is
this
going to bed.
Sorry,
Fine.
and your mum's going to bed.
Bye, Ma.
Bye, Miss
the-
Mo.
Good night. Don't let the ghosty goose tickle your fucking earlobes.
Tell them to leave your sheets alone.
Yes, leave the sheets alone, please.
Leave the sheets alone. Yeah.
Phone was
Oh,
a hell
jeez.
phone. How can
Yeah,
I
that
join?
even if it wasn't for having the sheets thrown off me in the middle of that would freak me out. Yep.
What do you mean, how can you join?
How can I join what
Join what?
the
Join,
Discord
join my
Or-
cult.
Cat
Join the wolf cult.
No, cat called.
Well, fine. You get banned.
How dare
And then Mercy comes in with meow, 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 meow.
Ah, shit.
Oh boy. And no, I really don't have any paranormal stories to say. I mean,
I have more.
We both
I
have
mean, I've
fucking
got-
loads of.
I've got stories of, like, you know, things that scared the shit out of me, but not because it was a ghost sort of thing. It was like the first time I saw the movie Alien. We saw it on VHS. It was me, my cousins. We were like, I don't know, 11, 12 at the time, you know, and there were my parents, there was my auntie and uncle, and they're sitting behind us. We're on the ground watching this movie, and we're up close to the to the screen. And
Mhm.
yeah, back off. No, we weren't that close to the screen, but we were up there, and you could see by the wide look in our eyes we were getting scared because this thing had just come out of Kane's chest and was running off. And this is the first time we'd seen the movie, so we're expecting them to find some tiny little thing that just got out of people's chests. Anyway, one of them gets separated because while they were trying to find it, they come across his cat, and the cat runs off.
Oh my freaking god.
And so, they get one guy to go find the cat. And he's going after the cat, and he finds the cat. And he's like, come here, kitty. Here, kitty, kitty. And the cat sort of goes towards him, but the cat's sort of looking around like, Then you see something move behind Brett, the guy looking for the cat. My auntie goes like this, because when she sees it, she goes like that. And there was all four of us kids going, ah, what are you doing? So, yeah, there was that. Your mother says she's got parent normal stories.
Oh, that ain't my mother.
Oh, well, some audio geek.
Who
is
is
saying
audio
I've
geek again?
Ethan.
got- Okay. Well, Ethan says he's got parent normal stories.
Parent
Uh,
normal stories are not what we're looking for.
I don't know.
Get
I
out
mean,
of here.
unless it's like
Parent
when
normal.
parents go out of their way to scare the shit out of their kids. I mean, yeah.
Yeah, my mom did that a lot.
There's a mate of mine. We play Armour together, a lot of Armour together. We're going to be playing Star Citizen together when the game proper comes out, if it ever proper comes out. But he was telling me about how his wife likes to play pranks on his kids. His daughter was in the shower, and just outside the shower door, his wife props up the Annabelle doll on a mini table just outside the
Fuck no.
just outside the door. Anyway, and so then he was telling me how he was in the lounge room just chilling out and everything like that. His wife had just told him what he'd done, and so it was like, wait for it. And then you just hear this from his daughter's voice. Fucking really, Mom?
Oh my God.
Oh, shit.
That's awful.
Like she's about 14 or 15 years old and everything, and just pissed off. She opens up the door. There's the Annabelle doll. You go, fucking really, Mom?
That actually reminds me. So a while ago, my mother used to own a puppet, and it was a monster puppet. And if you held its eyes up close to a light source, the eyes would glow dark. So what she would do was she'd let that sucker charge, and then like anytime that my uncle, she'd go outside and tap on the window with this thing, and the eyes were glowing in the dark at him. So she'd scare the bejesus out. And my grandmother hated the thing apparently because she was like, that is some kind of awful. Why you even have that god awful thing? So I think that she may have thrown it away, but a few years ago, I managed to find the exact same puppet for her, and I got it for her.
Oh, no shit.
Sitting on her desk.
I remember seeing a friend shared with me a trailer on YouTube. I think the movie was called Ghost Hunters. Or something like that. It was one of those found footage movies, like Blair Witch Project or Paranormal Activity or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Where, these guys are in a building that used to be a mental asylum. And, in the trailer, you see these guys doing this and that, things start going crazy. And then just this one bit of the trailer, the camera on the night vision, black and white sort of thing is shining on this person staring in the corner. And they're like, hey, little girl, are you okay? And the little girl sort of looks at them and then screams at them, but the face all morphs like, rah! Like that, like with a full alien sort of rah! Like that. I was just like, I've got to see this movie. Yeah. But that also reminded me of one I just saw recently, and I think the film is called Eli. But I'm not sure if it was released at the films or if it's been released at the film yet or something like that. But there's this little kid who's, I don't know, having problems, mental problems, I think, from what I understand. But then, he's got a torch. He's in this great big place. And it's at nighttime. He's got a torch. He shines it up this hallway. And there's a little girl down at the end of the hallway. And he's like, And then he sorts of start run away, shines it back. Yeah, the girl's running after him. He's running away, shines it back. The girl's still running after him. And then he shines it back again. The girl is right there. It's like, oh, fuck. So that's a movie I've got to see. Actually, let's see what.
I will be right back. I need to use the bathroom. And check on my mother.
Is our stories made you piss yourself, have they?
Apparently.
Maybe just a wee bit. Just
You're
a
welcome.
wee bit.
Get on the seat.
See you soon. I wonder if I can. If I put the post on the message of the stream, would you be able to click on it and watch?
Maybe. Try it. I don't know if she's got any bots that deny links.
Well, I'm about to find out. Oh, it's Netflix. Okay, let's. I can't seem to paste. Hang on. Oh, there we go. All right, so I just posted it in the chat.
In the YouTube chat?
No, in the
Yeah.
Twitch chat.
There
Yeah.
it is.
Can you click on it? Can you watch it?
Yes, hang on. Watch that real quick. Mute my mic for this.
Oh, fair enough. I mean, I'm not going to watch it now because, yeah, I mean, you're just watching me react to anything, and it looks like I'm here by myself, just talking to myself. Yeah. If you want to see that, when you say you want to see that, Gabba, I'm assuming you're probably referring to what I saw the first one I looked at. I'll see if it's this one. Oh, it's not Ghost Hunters. It's a different. It's a different name. Oh, I can't remember for the life of me what it was.
I want to watch it. That looks awesome.
You saw that one where, yeah, he's running away from that kid with the bloody...
That was good.
But the other one I was talking about, it's not called Ghost Hunters. Ghost Hunters is actually a TV show that's going on right now. But, you know, where a bunch of people, pretty much the same storyline of what I just told you, but this is not a, you know, like it looks like a reality television thing. But I can't for the life of me figure out what the name of that shit, because I mean, I just typed in the film Ghost movie trailers, and pretty much every trailer that's come up is either says Ghost, you know, like Ghost in the Shell, Ghost Recon Breakpoint, you know, I mean.
There's a lot of those films.
Yeah. No, but Ghost in the Shell, that one that Scarlett Johansson was in.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh, wait, are you doing something on disc? Oh, there you are. Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
I was still trying to figure out, you know, look up where that...
Arise.
It's the eyes, man. They're freaky.
He's high.
By the way, Convela, that trailer I was telling you about, I put it in your chat thing.
What's up?
The trailer that for Eli, I put it up on your chat stream.
Oh, okay.
And Gabba Boy's asking me to start Alien Isolation because, yeah, he's got to go in a few hours. So Yeah. Is it a few hours you got to go, or 2 different cemeteries later? Oh, okay. All right. I will. Oh, that's it. It's called Grave Encounters, and I found the trailer.
Show it. Share it.
Okay. I'm gonna put. I will share it in the thing, and then I'm gonna leave the stream, and then I'm gonna start Alien Isolation.
All right.
Okay.
You guys can join me later, and or watch me later. That is, and then but there's that one. All right, so it was great talking to you all, and for the rest of you who might still be watching on the stream, I'm going to start playing a game pretty soon. You can look it up, Alien Isolation. Yeah, if you're gonna if you want to have fun watching a grown ass man cry.
I think I have your, I was about to say.
Yeah, you've got
my
I
YouTube.
put it.
I think I have your YouTube linked, but not your Twitch. I'm not sure.
Yeah, cool. All right. Well, thanks for having me, and I will see you when I see you. And I will see you, or you will see me on my stream. Oh God, this is going to suck. I'll be starting in about 5 minutes. I'm going to have a coffee, but I'm also going to be recording. But at the end of every hour, I'm going to stop recording, take a 5-minute break, come back and do the rest. Because, I can't record any more than 5 hours, or I can, but I don't want to upload all of that because I don't think anyone's going to want to sit down for 4 hours watching a game straight. So, I'll just be doing. Besides, too, I mean, God knows how long it will take to upload on that because I'm going to be using a pretty high quality stream thing. So, Okie dokie. Well, thanks for having me, and this was fun.
Indeed.
And, we will do it again soon.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.
What a scrap.
So, should we keep going, or?
I still have plenty of those stories to share.
Oh, all right.
But if you're tired or something, we don't have to continue.
I have fucking 3 cans of Monster in my fucking bloodstream right now. I think I'm good. Speaking of which, that one's empty.
Oh. Now you're down to 2.
Ethan wanted to join, but I figured I should ask you first. Unless either we let him join, or if you just wanted to be me and you, since we've been doing
girl time.
Girl.
And Ethan's a scrub.
Everybody's scrub besides us two.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
Even Ricky.
Maybe next time we'll get him. Depends on which, or whenever we do paranormal shit again. Maybe next Halloween. I don't fucking know. I haven't got shit planned out.
See this?
Yeah, I'm just kind of improvising.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Did you want to go to the next story then?
You or me?
Because I think I was the last one who ranted on.
Were you?
I thought I was.
I don't know. I'm so fucking doped up on Monster.
Oh, Lord. Yeah, I was.
Shit. Let's see.
The last story I told was... Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
No, I was just saying the last story I told was about the person standing behind me.
Oh, yeah. Have you ever experienced, what is that phenomenon? Sleep paralysis?
Are you talking about with lucid dreaming and whatnot?
No. Sleep paralysis is where...
No, I have not experienced sleep paralysis, but I know what you're getting at.
Yeah. Never have I ever experienced that until we got to this house. And I experienced it twice.
Uh-huh.
The first one was... It wasn't a visual. It was I was laying in bed, half asleep, and I felt something crawling on top of me, but I couldn't see anything.
Yeah.
And I couldn't move. So I was inwardly panicking. I couldn't scream. I couldn't say anything. I couldn't do anything. Until finally I was able to, like, kick the sheets off, run in my parents' room, and I slept in there for a week.
Oh my god.
Second time,
That is crazy.
Second time, though, I experienced somewhat of the same thing, except it wasn't something on top of me. There was something in the corner of my room.
Of course.
It was a pale white woman in some type of, I don't know, maybe like white gown of some type. I'm not really sure how to explain it. I guess the best way I could explain it would be the spirit from Dead by Daylight.
Oh.
Except it didn't appear that she was all chopped up and shit, but it kind of looks similar to her.
Oh, that's morbid.
And as it was going on, she was just kind of standing in the corner staring at me. Until finally, she lurched forward and her face kind of morphed into like some type of scream. And I was finally able to move, and I ran to my parents' room and slept there for another week.
Jesus Christ, that is terrifying.
Have not experienced that ever since.
That is interesting. Thank God. I would not want to experience that.
Yeah, I have. Oof. I don't know. It's weird. You turn, my lady.
Thank you, sir. Oh, shoot. All right, I guess.
That's ma'am, sir, to you.
Ma'am, sir. I guess if anything. I mean, I remember there was one other time, like this is another small instance, but like as we were like driving up and down the driveway, because we had like four-wheelers and whatnot, we were going up and down, and it was starting to get dark. And the graveyard actually has two lanterns that sit in the middle of it. And I could have swore that one of the times we were passing by, the lanterns light looked like it had turned green, and they looked like they were trying to follow. These two small balls of green light.
That's weird. It's a Green Lantern. Shit.
Although, the more interesting thing is that my parents, neither of them have experienced anything here. It's just mainly been me and Fancy, the two that have experienced here. I remembered another creepy story, but you can go again if you want.
Trying to think of which one. Go ahead and I'll probably think of something.
Now, I don't remember if it was here or if it was at the other house, but there for a while I was collecting a bunch of music boxes. And one of the time, Fancy got it in her mind. She was like, "Oh, why don't we go ahead and try winding up all the music boxes at the same time?" It's like, all right. So we had pulled them off the shelf to wind them all up, and we did. It was kind of weird. Really weird, ominous music playing all at the same time. So it's like, oh, sounds like we just summoned a demon. But we had left to go play with our cousins and whatnot. And when we came back, the music boxes were arranged different. I'm not sure what did it, but I put them back on. And then I'd occasionally get the one music box that would randomly start playing again.
Yeah.
It wasn't the exact same one or anything. It was just different ones on different occasions, even though they hadn't been wound.
Yeah. You know, I had a bunch of that type of shit happen to me while I was fucking either recording or editing Frambo.
Oh my god.
Frambo! Nothing else. None of the other scary fucking shit I've been recording lately. But then again, shit seems to be leaving me alone thus far. Knock on wood. But yeah, like, the door thing, like I mentioned earlier, that was while I was editing Frambeau. And then, again, my sister had a music box. It was like a carousel, but you turn it and it spins and it does a little song. That went off while I was editing Frambeau. And then another time, I walked away for a little bit to help my mom while I was recording.
Mm-hmm.
And come back, finish the video, go into editing. And within that time that I was gone, I heard I don't know what the fuck it was. It just sounded like a sigh, like into the microphone. There was like a little spike. I'm not entirely sure if that was in the game. I haven't really seen anything pertaining to that.
Uh-huh.
But it's like, that's fucking creepy. I wonder if I can find it. I think I still have it.
Send it to me if that's the case. While you're looking for that, I can retell another tale.
Yes, do that.
So, I think this one technically has two parts to it. So, it was one of the other times I was sleeping downstairs again at my house. And I remember waking up briefly because when I sleep, I physically have to turn, and I have to wake up to turn. So, in the process of me waking up to, roll back over, essentially, I see a dark shadow. It's basically a black silhouette of a man. And he's got a hold of the curtain rod that's directly in front of me. And he pulls it down, and it's slanted to the side. So it's like he didn't even pull the thing correctly. He just took down one half of it and left it alone. I was like, okay, this is some kind of weird dream. So I went back over. And so the day progressed, and I never even bothered checking back over there again. Until later on that night, we were all sitting down there for shows, and the curtain rod was still crooked. It was still down.
Shit.
Yeah. And I asked Fancy and my dad if they had touched it, and they were like, no, we had nothing to do with that. So, the next part to that is, I have a ex-friend at the time had came over to my house, and spirits seemed to follow, if anything. Like, they're more active towards her than me, which is saying both. And we had decided that, hey, we're going to go ahead and sleep downstairs, and, there's more room on the couches, and she doesn't have to sleep on the floor because I had, like, a twin bed. And during the time, like, there was just this really eerie feeling that just crawled all the way to us. Like, something was not right. She looks over at me and she's like, I don't mean to alarm you, but there seems to be somebody standing at the office door. Go over, and sure enough, you can see somewhat of a dark silhouette of the darkness itself. Because there was like no lamp, no nothing. And it was just, the feeling was intensifying, and I started to explain to her the exact same story. And she's like, I don't want to alarm you even more so, but I think I just got a vision or a visual itself, because spiritual intuition was way more intense than mine was. And she apparently said that she got a flash of a vision looking through the window.
Okay.
Yeah. At that point, I was like, you know what? We're just going to go upstairs. So we went upstairs, and whatever the thing was that was downstairs that was standing in the office apparently followed us upstairs too, because it was standing at my bedroom door. Because I had the door shut, and you could see the silhouette of feet that were just standing right there. Because there was a light on in the kitchen.
Huh.
Mm-hmm.
I'm having fucking difficulties finding this thing. Oh, I think I just found it. Open with Windows Media Player.
I want to say if there was another time here. I'm trying to remember.
Alright. Here it is. I'm not sure if it's... I'm playing it on stream.
Oh, hang on. I need to find.
I'm not sure if it's going to be able to pick it up on the stream or not. Let me see if I can... I'm not sure if it's going to be able to pick it up on the stream or not.
Oh, God, no. It continues to go. Hang on, let me mute my mic then real quick.
Alright. Volume mixer. Let's see if I can... No, that's as high as it'll go. Alright. Here we go. Did you hear it?
Yeah, I heard it. That was really weird.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's part of the game.
Oh, sorry.
Or what?
I don't know either. I mean, if anything, you could honestly go back to that part of the game if you really wanted to, see if that's the case.
Yeah, and just let it sit there.
Mm-hmm.
I might do that eventually. But yeah. I mean, I've had other instances where shit like that will just end up on my phone. Or my old phones. It hasn't happened with any of my recent ones. Like I got this image where I don't know how the fuck it happened. But it looks like some type of skull-like thing. It's just complete black and then like a skull-looking thing.
Mm-hmm.
That was fucking weird.
That's really weird.
I don't know. We're fucking cursed over here.
Actually,
Then again, I am related to a witch.
Let's see. Got a few more stories. How about you? Convela?
What?
I said, did you want to tell another one or did you want me to go?
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, this was with that same friend again, but I used to go over to her house quite often, and her house was way more spiritually active than mine was. Because the first few times that I went there, I saw something lurking in the shadow, maybe a shadow or something. But the very first night that I had spent there, the dog kept looking at something on the ceiling and was barking at it. You know what? I don't think it's a good idea to stay down here. She's like, yeah, they're probably kind of aggravated. We've got another person here. It's like, all right. We were turning off the lights, and sure enough, I can see stuff flittering around in the darkness. Like, yeah, let's go. And then there would be times where I'd either see shadows running in the halls for her house, even though there was like no sounds afterwards. And then, not to mention, one night we were sitting there on her bed, and her lamp just started flickering for some reason, and she had just changed the bulb on it too. I also had a really, really bad dream that night. One of the morbid dreams that I've had too. And in the dream, I don't know if I was like a serial killer or I was apparently taking severed heads and I was running them through a meat slicer and taking the pieces of whatever meat I managed to cut through them and was putting them in like a scrapbook. Yeah, so it was like...
That's interesting.
I was basically slicing down a human head to fit it all out of a scrapbook. Essentially, when, if you think about it, you could literally put together a human skull. The pages all closed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I've had similar type... most of my fucking dreams are fucking nightmares anyway, but... Like... I guess the ones that got to me the most were... I would have dreams where I would basically dismember my pets.
Oh my god.
I don't know why. And then, like, when I cut off their head... Like, I had a cat named Penny. She was a calico. I cut off her head. I can remember this so fucking... it still gets to me. I cut off her head. I pointed her head towards me, and she meowed.
Oh, no.
I don't know why. Why was I having these fucking dreams? It just fucking tormented me so. Or there'd be these other dreams where, like, an animal would bit me.
Mm-hmm.
I am... And so I dreamt that I grabbed it by the throat and I held it up. Well, I woke up and my arm was in the air. And it was clenched.
Holy fuck, that scared me.
Good job, Tarot Cat.
I'm sorry, it's just dead silence and the mod are just bellows because she woke up. So, anyways, you said that you had your arm straight up like you were holding it. Bella?
Hold on. What's up?
I said you were in the middle of saying...
Oh, just an animal bit me. I grabbed it by the throat, and when I woke up, my hand was in the air, clenched. It's when that sort of shit happens where it's like, I could possibly be in danger. I think it only happened a couple other times where, my actual body would move to a dream. But yeah. Click. You gotta
Sorry.
check on Tarot Cat?
No. It sounded like she fell back asleep. She sometimes grown like that in the middle of the night. As you can hear, she hasn't made anything else. And she hasn't moved. But speaking of morbid dreams, I remember there was one that was very similar to what you were describing with dismembering, but it wasn't pets. It was people. I had apparently went in through, like, series of like business buildings or office spaces, and I was just going in there and I was massacring people. And I just remember vividly, like, literally cutting off limbs and stabbing people, cutting off heads. It was very bad. And apparently, as well in the dream, I had murdered all of my immediate family too.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah,
what the fuck?
And then not to mention the only thing that I was worried about, the fact that I would get caught. What I ended up doing was taking the names and I started spreading them throughout the entirety of Virginia.
Jesus Christ. Are you sure you're not a mass murderer?
I'll go ahead and dismember somebody and then I'll spread the body parts here, spread the body there. Give it back to their thing.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, it was a very messed up dream.
Maybe we shouldn't meet up IRL. You might fucking kill me. Then again, I will put up quite the fight if I have to. Depending.
Sound like I'm a or something.
Depending.
But Convela, I would never murder you.
Yeah, right.
It makes me sound like you're not even looking. But I'm trying to be creepy if you weren't even paying attention to that.
Nope. You get no attention from me.
This baka. This baka.
Well, yeah, I still got a fucking shit ton more, but maybe we should save them for another time.
Alright then. If you want to do that. I honestly think that there may have been like one other thing and then it was probably done.
One other thing?
Yeah, scary.
Well, I still got a shit ton more, so I think we should leave it there.
Okay.
I mean, we're going on 3 fucking hours. There's fucking no one watching anymore.
Alright.
It's getting to that point where people are just like, you know what, I'm fucking done. Fuck this shit. And I'm on such a fucking high right now.
Alright then. We can go ahead and end it.
Yeah, let's fucking end it.
Alright.
Thank you all so much for watching the very first episode of Convela's Cuncast. It's quite an adventure. I probably fucking fucked up a bunch of shit. Well, I know I fucked up a bunch of shit, but you know what? There's room for improvement. I'm not perfect, even though I pretend to be. Everyone that was in chat, go ahead and give them a look-see. Again, if you're wanting some scrumptious fucking art for anything in particular, I would say hit up Meow because, yeah, sexy Wendigos.
God.
Yeah, anything to add, Meow?
Stay spooky and don't play with keyboards because it's on bad juju.
Shut up.
No.
Yeah. Alright. Happy Halloween. Bye.
Bye.